Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome back to the Compton Youth Academy. The Academy Barons are back in action after 5 days off as they get set to take on the Santa Barbara Foresters. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Barons are coming out of the All-Star break with a 12-9 record and sit in third place in the playoff picture. They have had a lot of exciting moments this season and are arguably coming off their best performance of the summer. The Barons defeated the Santa Barbara Foresters last Thursday 3-2, and the pitching was sensational. After allowing 2 runs in the bottom of the first, the Barons kept the #1 offense in the CCL off the scoreboard for the last 8 innings of the ballgame. We'll see if they can carry that momentum to tonight's game against the same opponent. The visiting Santa Barbara Foresters entered today with the best record in the California Collegiate League, 19-4 on the season. They've won 4 of their last 5 games and have dominated much of the CCL South Division. As a team, the Foresters lead the league in batting average, runs scored, and team ERA, as they're always a formidable program year in and year out. The Foresters are led by head coach Bill Pintard. He's joined by assistants Kyle Van Hook, Joey Holguin, and Earl Carruthers. Academy Barons are led by first-year manager James Bishop. He is joined by pitching coach A.J. Manades, assistants Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, Taishi Nakawake, and Jonathan Largaspada. It's a rematch of the game 5 nights ago. Last time the Barons bested the Foresters 3-2 in dramatic fashion. We'll see what's in store for tonight here at the Compton Youth Academy. Starting lineups and first pitch when we come back. Back from commercial break. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. It was a warm Tuesday afternoon in the city of Compton. Temperatures reached 88 degrees, but they've cooled off as we're down to 78 just moments before first pitch. There's a slight breeze blowing out towards right field. Another beautiful evening for baseball. The visiting Santa Barbara Foresters have a league best 19-4 record, while the Academy Barons are 12-9 and are winners of 5 of their last 7 ball games. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Santa Barbara Foresters. Led by manager Bill Pintard. His lineup will look like this. Kurt Ippolito bats in the leadoff spot. Carter Rutenbar bats second. Chris Newstrom plays second and bats third. Caleb Hoover is the designated hitter and bats in the cleanup spot. In the 5 spot, it's shortstop Luke Cornelison. Cole Chamberlain bats sixth. In the 7th spot, and getting his first start of the summer season, is Easton Moo Ma, the third baseman. Zane Becker is the catcher and bats 8th. While rounding out the order is the center fielder Makani Navarro. That's the starting lineup for manager Bill Pintard. The Santa Barbara Foresters will be in their royal blue uniforms, gray bottoms, while the Academy Barons are in their navy blue tops, white bottoms. Very traditional to what we're seeing, or what we've saw here already the last few summers. Getting the start on the mound for the Academy Barons is Caden Chavez, a left-hander native to Long Beach and played this past season at Fordham University. University all the way in New York. Experienced his first winter. We just had him on for his first interview, or an interview with him earlier this past game on Thursday. It's first pitch strike to Kurt Ippolito, and we'll get to the defense for the Academy Barons. Chavez pitches from the third base side of the rubber. Ippolito skies one into the air. Shallow right center. Sawamura calls off the right fielder, and that's the first out of the inning. In the outfield from left to right, Antonio Lujan, Eiji Sawamura, and Nick Sanders. Jason Del Villar at first base. Israel Espinoza gets the start at second. Elijah Clayton at short. Jackson Tyler gets his first start of the summer at third. Behind the plate is Isaac Ocampo. 2 pitches, 1 out for Caden Chavez. We'll get you the season numbers in just a sec. Lefty deals, off speed, misses outside. For Chavez, it's his 4th start of the summer season. As a Baron, he's pitched 16 innings, has a 3.94 ERA. Misses high and tight. 2 balls and no strike to Carter Rutenbar. Through the 16 innings, he's given up 16 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 16 strikeouts to 5 walks. Batters are hitting .261 against him. He misses 3 straight to the left-handed hitter of Carter Rutenbar. Rutenbar gets the start at first base, and he makes his 14th start of the summer for the Foresters. 19-4 on the season. 3-0 count, he gets the green light and fouls it straight back. Barons had the last 5 days off due to the CCL All-Star break. A couple players for the Barons participated, as did the Forester players. Rutenbar sends the next pitch foul out of play. Rutenbar came in as a substitute in the All-Star game. It was an 11-5 victory for the South. He got 1 at-bat, picked up an RBI. Did not record a hit. Payoff pitch from Chavez. Slow roller to the right side. It gets through into right field. First base hit of the afternoon for the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Coming to the plate for the Foresters, second baseman number 30, Chris Newstrom.
In case you missed it, last Thursday, the Barons hosted the Santa Barbara Foresters and won in dramatic fashion. A 3-2 come from behind victory. Barons tied things up in the 6th inning, then took the lead and hung on for their 12th victory of the season. Their first over the Santa Barbara Foresters this year. Del Villar holds the runner at first. Chris Newstrom steps in. Skies the first pitch out of play. If you go back to that game last Thursday evening, the Foresters picked up 2 runs in that first inning, but were quiet the rest of the night. Give lots of credit to the Barons pitchers. Daniel Rivera got the start. Travis Bergman then pitched an inning in the third. Frankie Lopez for an inning, and Amari Yolas closed base. Rutenbar in with the slide. Rutenbar does have 4 stolen bases on the year. 0-1 pitch, drifts outside. Newstrom shakes his head. For the second baseman, he makes his 13th start of the year. A .362 hitter this summer. An infielder native to Scottsdale, Arizona. Chavez makes another move to first. Rutenbar has been active over at first, getting out to a hopping lead. In that game last Thursday, however, the Foresters were without a few players. Guys that are usually in the starting lineups did not appear in the ball game. Newstrom fouls this pitch straight back, and it moves it count to 1-2. It was Joshua Woodworth who got the start at third. Addison Klepsch got the start at second. Marcus Grease at short. That was the infield, and Wyland Nelson was at first. A completely different infield that we'll see today, this afternoon. Rutenbar, close play. Del Villar's tag not in time. Top of the first, 1 out. Double play could get the Barons out of the inning. Upstairs for ball 2. Chavez is one of 8 left-handers on the Barons pitching staff this summer. We've seen a lot of talented left-handers this summer for the Academy Barons. Runner takes off for second. This ball's drilled into left center. That gets down for extra bases. Rutenbar takes the churn, heads for third. He gets the wave and is waved on home. No one there for the cutoff throw. No play at the plate. The Foresters strike first, an early 1-0 lead. RBI double for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Tough break for the defense with Rutenbar going on the pitch. It was going to be very easy for him to score on a ball hit into the gap. Lujan cut it off before it got to the wall, but it didn't matter. One out, runner on second. Caleb Hoover steps in. Another player who made the All-Star game for the Foresters was a designated hitter and started in the lineup for the South on Saturday. Chavez's first pitch floats outside. In the All-Star game, Hoover went 1 for 5 at the plate, picked up an RBI, also walked one time. It was an 11-4 victory for the South. They out-hit the North 12-8. Neither team committed any errors. That's on the edge of the zone. Count even at 1-1. The Barons had 4 players make the All-Star game. Nathaniel Williams was the only position player, but Gabriel Lopez, Jaden Edwards, and Amari Yolas were the 3 pitchers in attendance. Lopez is a left-hander we could see later today. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to count to Hoover. Hoover leads the team in batting average this summer, 483 on the year and 8 starts. 14 hits and 29 at-bats, 1 double, 2 home runs. He leads the team in that category. The 13 RBIs is second most on the squad. That's on the paint. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Newstrom, the runner, at second. Elijah Clayton, the shortstop, keeps him close. Swing and a miss, a strikeout. Hoover goes down for the second out of the inning. And Chavez is 1 out away from limiting the damage here in the top of the first.
Coming to the plate for the Foresters, shortstop number 10, Luke Cornelius.
Luke Corneliuson, the shortstop, steps in. First at bat of the evening. Foresters lead 1-0. 2 outs. Chavez works from the stretch. Gets off to a big lead. No throw to third. It's a stolen base for Newstrom. First pitch strike to Corneliuson. Just miscommunication that time. In the last at bat, Elijah Clayton was covering the bag with the lefty at the plate. Should have been the second baseman with the right-hander on the plate. Chavez steps off. Resets himself. A runner 90 feet away for the Foresters. Very similar start to what we saw last Thursday. Downstairs, ball 1. Corneliuson has a 192 batting average. It's a 6th start of the season. He's appeared in 10 ball games, 5 hits and 26 at-bats. Pitch just misses the outer half for ball 2. As a team, the Foresters lead the league in batting average, 289 on the season. Their 198 runs is the most in this ECL. The 2-1 pitch. Driven well into center field. Straight back. A.G. Sawamura on the run at the track and has to play it off the bottom of the wall. Extra bases. A.G. Mora finally gets to it. Throws all the way home. Very fortunate that Corneliuson didn't go for the inside the Parker. Ran out of gas and decided to hold up at third base. Another run comes in to score. A 2-0 lead for the Foresters, just like last Thursday. Inning continues for Cole Chamberlain. A little bit of trouble for the left-hander at the very beginning of this ball game. Ball hit extremely well. It's 401 to dead center. That ball probably traveled at least 396 feet. First pitch to Chamberlain. At the knees, strike 1. And then it bounced so far off the bottom of the wall, it rolled pretty much to straightaway center, right where A.G. Sawamura is initially lined up. He had to go a long ways away. The next pitch dives outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Corneliuson at third base. 2-0 lead for the Foresters. 2 outs. Chavez steps off the mound, resets himself. It's a 4th start of the year. And the left-hander has been solid thus far for the Barons. Uses the slider to get ahead. 2-strike count to the left fielder. Big pitch for Chavez. Here's the 1-2 pitch, just a bit outside. Chamberlain takes ball 2. Chavez has gone at least 4 innings in his last 3 starts. We'll see if he can settle down. This is his first time facing the Foresters this year. Kicks, deals, 2-2 pitch, drilled into right center. Eiji Sawamura to his left, lays out, and can't make the grab. It gets down in the gap. Another run scores for the Foresters. Chamberlain heads to third, no throw. Goes down as a hit. Sawamura gave everything he had. A 3-0 lead for Santa Barbara. Back-to-back RBI triples for the Foresters offense. AJ Manadas calls time. It's the first mound visit of the afternoon for the Academy Barons and the pitching coach. Manadas is a native to Hawthorne area. Went to Glendale College out of high school. And then after 2 years at the JUCO level, played at Cal State Bakersfield back when they were in the Western Athletic Conference. But he's a Southern California kid. He's now back here coaching with the Academy Barons for his 3rd summer in a row. 3rd season with the Academy Barons. He also participates and helps out a lot during the school year outside of the summer program for the Barons. He's the director of education here at the Compton Youth Academy. A right-hander starts to throw in the bullpen for the Academy Barons. 3 runs off 4 hits for the Foresters, an early lead. But just like in last Thursday's game, the Foresters also jumped out to a 2-0 lead. And they had a 2-0 lead, so the 3rd inning became 2-1. It was the 6th inning in which the Barons tied things up and then took their first lead of that ball game. First pitch to the 7-hitter, Easton Mumau. It's a strike. Mumau. Mumau spent last summer with the Santa Barbara Foresters, but this is his first plate appearance this summer in 2026. Spent this past summer at, or past spring at University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. A few of the Barons headed there this upcoming school year. Strike 2. Next pitch, Mumau stays alive and rips it foul. 30 pitches in the first inning for Caden Chavez. The Foresters certainly have made the left-hander work. Mumau has an interesting spelling to his name, Moomau. Hits from the left side, plays third base defensively. Oh, that's strike 3. A delayed strike call, but it is strike 3. And finally, Caden Chavez gets out of the inning. But not before 3 runs come in for the Santa Barbara Foresters off 4 hits, and they strand a runner at third. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the first and the starting lineup for your Academy Barons.
Battery for the Foresters doing the catching. Number 17, Zane Becker. The start pitcher this evening for Santa Barbara, left-handed pitcher.
Bottom of the first inning. Let's get to the defense for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Starting on the mound is Jack Fowler, tall left-hander, two-way player for the Foresters this summer. Zane Becker starts behind the dish. Carter Rutenbar is at first. Chris Newstrom at second. Luke Cornelison in short. Easton Mumau at third base, the hot corner. In the outfield, it's Cole Chamberlain in left, Makani Nabarro in center, Kurt Ippolito in right field. Starting lineup for your Academy Barons, led by first-year manager James Bishop. A.G. Sawamura, the center fielder, bats in the leadoff spot. Elijah Clayton bats second and plays short. Nick Sanders bats third. Jason Del Villar is in the cleanup spot, followed by Antonio Lujan, the left fielder, and then Nigel Buckley, who's the designated hitter. In the seventh spot, it's Jackson Tyler. Isaac Ocampo bats eighth. And rounding out the order for manager James Bishop is Israel Espinoza, the second baseman. The Barons needed 3 runs to defeat the Foresters 3-2 last Thursday. First victory over the top team in the California Collegiate League. They're 1-2 against them this summer. And if you go back to last summer, the Barons also struggled with the Foresters. They did steal one game. They went 1-for-3 against the Santa Barbara Foresters, and they had a 5th game originally scheduled, but I remember it was canceled last minute. A game that was slated for late in July. A.G. Sawamura has a big smile on his face as he steps in. Barons trail 3-0. We'll see how the offense responds. High chopper to the right side. The first baseman, Rutenbar, comes way off. Going to be a close play, and Jack Fowler just beats Sawamura to the bag. Score that 3-1 in the scorebook.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, shortstop number 29, Elijah Clayton.
1 pitch, 1 out for Jack Fowler. He's listed as an outfielder on the Foresters roster, but if you go to his collegiate roster, Pepperdine, he is listed as a two-way player. And in the summer, he's primarily been a pitcher. It's his 6th start of the year. Clayton takes ball. Check that, strike 1. 0-1 the count. But Fowler has pitched 19 2/3 of an inning. Gets Clayton to swing at the next pitch and come up empty. He has a 1.83 ERA, 3 wins, no losses. He's given up 10 hits, 16 strikeouts to 10 walks, only 5 runs allowed in the 20 innings of work. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jack Fowler faces Elijah Clayton. 1 out. Bottom of the first. Clayton stays alive off the end of his bat. For Elijah Clayton, it's his 16th start of the summer. The Barons are going to be shorthanded the rest of the way. A few players have shut it down and no longer with the Barons this summer. That's strike 3. Clayton takes next pitch as he goes down looking.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, the right fielder number 2, Nick Sanders.
Nick Sanders steps in. 2 up, 2 down for the Barons. We'll see if they can put up a fight in the bottom of the first. It's important that, they don't have to get a run here in this inning, but if they can create some offense and let the Foresters know that they've come to play tonight, that'll be a good sign. You would hate for a routine 1-2-3 inning for Fowler on the mound if you're the Barons. First pitch to Sanders is outside. Chopper back to the pitcher. No problem. Low throw, but Rutenbar handles. An easy 1-2-3 inning for the Foresters, just what they wanted. It's only 8 pitches thrown by the starter, Jack Fowler, on the mound. When we come back, we'll have the top of the second inning. 8-9 one-hitters due up for Santa Barbara after this. Top of the second inning, Barons trail 3-0 to the Santa Barbara Foresters. It's the first game since the All-Star break. The Barons are 12-9. They're in third place in the California Collegiate League South Division. It's game number 22 of a 34-game season. So 12 games remain, and the Barons will have to hang on for that third place spot. We mentioned earlier in the bottom of the second, the Barons have had a few players shut it down. Guys like Nathaniel Williams, Chip Mertz, Caden DeRozzo, John Arnold, and a few others are no longer with the program this summer for a variety of reasons. And so the Barons, shorthanded, have had to make a few adjustments to today's starting lineups. Caden Chavez has been solid this season. Gave up 3 runs in the first. We'll see how he bounces back in the second. First pitch to the catcher, Zane Becker, is in for strike 1. He threw 31 pitches in the first inning. In his previous 3 starts, he's gone 4 innings in each of those. That's just outside. Close miss. Let's get the umpire crew for this evening. Joe Shields behind the plate. He calls balls and strikes. Matt Perez at first, and Thomas Fitzpatrick as the third base umpire. The crew for this evening. 1-1 to Becker. Whiffs at the next pitch. 2 strikes. Next pitch from Chavez. Upstairs for ball 2. We had Chavez on for an interview in that Thursday game in the 3rd inning. Talked about how he played for pitching coach A.J. Manadas when he was 13 years old. And that's how he became an Academy Baron this summer, due to that connection. Becker goes down swinging. 3rd strikeout of the outing. And there's 1 down in the top of the second. Between Caden Chavez, Gabriel Lopez, who was an all-star, Daniel Rivera, who should have been an all-star, Holden Hungerford, who has been really solid, and Travis Bergman. I mean, those are just 5 lefties with some serious punch on the mound. They could beat you in different ways. We've also seen other guys on the mound for the Academy Barons, like an Ethan Matties. Just so many lefties at the disposal for pitching coach A.J. Manadas. 9-hitter steps in, Makani Nabarro. First pitch fouled out of play. Good chance we see Gabe Lopez. He's usually the Tuesday starter, but he pitched an inning in Saturday's All-Star game. So he'll come out of the bullpen this evening. Chavez misses down and away. At least that's the plan. We'll see. Jack Fischel was another pitcher the Barons had at the beginning of the summer. Picked up a scholarship to Concordia University Irvine and shut it down for the rest of the year. Ball hit on the right side. Jason Del Villar deep in the gap. Underhands it to Chavez. He shows off the athleticism, and that's the second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order. A chance for Kurt Ippolito. Flew out to center field in his first at-bat. On your screen, you just saw Jackson Tyler give the ball to Caden Chavez. Tyler gets his first start at third base. No Nathaniel Williams, no Caden DeRozzo, no John Arnold, and no Mark Emmerman, at least this week for Emmerman because he's on a trip visiting another school. Ball hit on the ground to Tyler, his first opportunity. Throw to first. Del Villar keeps his foot on the bag. A very efficient inning. 9 pitches, 3 outs for Caden Chavez, and the Foresters go down 1-2-3. To the bottom of the second we go. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Bottom of the second, due up for the Academy Barons is Jason Del Villar, Antonio Lujan, and Nigel Buckley. 4, 5, 6 hitters, and they're hoping to make Jack Fowler sweat a little bit more on the mound this time. In the first inning, he only threw 8 pitches for the 3 outs. 2 weak grounders, one to the first baseman, the other to the pitcher, and then a strikeout as Elijah Clayton went down looking. Final throw down for the catcher, Zane Becker. The Foresters are 2-1 against the Academy Barons this summer. They've been pretty dominant against the CCL South. Again, only 4 losses on the summer. 3 of those have come against the CCL South teams. But in the previous 2 ball games before they played the Barons last Thursday, they scored 22 runs against the Saints and 13 against the Conejo Oaks in consecutive ball games. Del Villar rips it through the 5-6 hole. First pitch swinging, and results in the first single for the Barons this evening. Del Villar is aboard. Player that probably should have been on the All-Star roster. He leads the league with 4 home runs on the year. Leads the team with 8 doubles, and that's second best in the CCL. 104 off the bat by Del Villar. We'll see if the Barons can make some noise in the bottom of the second. Antonio Lujan hits from the right side. With Nathaniel Williams gone, there's only one switch hitter, and Williams is very talented. Lujan skies this pitch into the left field sky. No problem for Chamberlain. Just misses. Good pitch to hit. There's 1 out of the inning.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, number 16, designated hitter, Nigel Buckley.
Jack Fowler got away with one. Caught a lot of the plate. Del Villar stays at first. Buckley makes his way to the plate. Designated hitter this evening. Oof. A delayed strike call by Joe Shields. 0-1 the count to Buckley. His 16th start of the year. Batting average a bit down this summer. Hitting .214. Count even at 1-1. In the spring season, he was on a tear at Cal State Dominguez Hills. Hit .390. Drove in 50 runs, 11 doubles, 9 home runs. Those were the numbers for Nigel Buckley in the spring. First team all-conference. Buckley takes strike 2. Gives that side-eye look to the home plate umpire. Buckley not the catcher this evening, but I'm sure he wishes his pitchers get those type of calls the next time he starts behind the dish. Buckley shoots it into right field, and it gets down. Ippolito plays it on 1 bounce. Del Villar scoots into second. There's runners on first and second. Barons are in business to put up a run here in the bottom of the second.
Third baseman, Jackson Tyler.
2 hits thus far for the Barons. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Santa Barbara Foresters. With the runner on second, Zane Becker calls time and has a quick conversation with Jack Fowler on the mound. Fowler listed as a 2-way player, but he only has 1 at-bat this summer. Has appeared in 5 ball games defensively, playing the field. He's also appeared in now 6 ball games as a pitcher. And all 6 of those appearances have been starting on the mound. First pitch to Jackson Tyler, too far inside. That ball hits Tyler on the top of the foot. Bases are loaded for the 8-hitter Isaac Ocampo. Big spot for the catcher. Ocampo's come through different times for the Academy Barons. If you go back a couple weeks ago, June 26th, he picked up 2 RBIs in the performance against the San Diego Bombers in a victory. He also earned Player of the Game for his performance on June 20th against the Conejo Oaks. Long time ago as the first pitch above the letters. Talented catcher and very versatile. We were watching him pregame during batting practice, take balls at third. He's played first base. Ocampo rips one just over the head of Del Villar. Ooh, look out over there. But in that game on June 20th, Ocampo was the player of the game. He had a double, picked up 2 RBIs on that base hit. He also reached on a single, finished the ball game with 3 RBIs. 1-1 count. With the bases full, Fowler goes from the windup. Throw back to first. Rutenbar's tag not in time. Big secondary by Jackson Tyler. Two-strike count to Ocampo. Big hole on the right side of the infield. Foul tips it into the glove. Becker holds on. That's the second out of the inning. Two down for the 9-hitter, Israel Espinoza.
For the Barons, number 27, Israel Espinoza.
Fowler again from the windup. Big breaking ball. 2 north of the zone. Del Villar at third, Buckley at second, Tyler at first. Second baseman Chris Newstrom shaded up towards the middle, right behind second base. The curveball lands this time. This past spring, Fowler made 20 appearances for Pepperdine, the Waves. Espinoza fouls off and makes it a 2-strike count. And he only had 1 at-bat for the Waves in the spring, so very similar to his numbers on the summer. 1 at-bat for the Foresters. This is his 6th pitching appearance. 1-2 count. Espinoza drives it into left field and it gets down. Chamberlain plays it on a bounce. Buckley gets the wave on home. Throw to the cutoff man is low. The Barons pick up 2 runs. They're on the scoreboard. They trail 3-2 after the 2 RBI single by the 9-hitter, Israel Espinoza. That's someone that the Barons are going to need to step up and produce, not only defensively, which we know he's a solid defender, but can he come up and deliver some timely hits like he did just there. Back to the top of the order for A.G. Sawamura. And with Fowler pitching from the stretch, he goes from the first base side of the rubber. Earlier, when he was from the windup, he started on the third base side. We'll have to keep tabs on that if he switches versus lefties and righties. First pitch strike to Sawamura. Puts it on the ground for the shortstop. Luke Cornelison has to charge, and it kicks off his glove into center field. Jackson Tyler dashes for the plate. Throw not going to be in time. We're tied up at 3 in the bottom of the second inning. A misplay by the shortstop Cornelison coughs up a run. Inning continues for Elijah Clayton. He's the 8th batter of the inning. So Tyler scores all the way from second. Espinoza goes to third. Heads up base running. We're tied up at 3. Elijah Clayton steps in. A.G. Sawamura, decent sized lead at first. First pickoff move, no slide, it's a close play. Just ahead of the tag by Rutenbar. Sawamura has been picked off 3 different times this summer for the Barons. And look, Fowler pitching to a right-hander, pitches from the third base side of the rubber. Very interesting. Runner takes off for first. Rutenbar throws over to second. They have Sawamura in a pickle. Run comes in to score. Barons have their first lead, 4-3. Sawamura still caught, and he's finally tagged by the shortstop Cornelison. Score that 1-3 to 1-3-4-6. 4-3-6. Shout out to the people here in the press. It's a groovy Tuesday afternoon here at the Compton Youth Academy. Barons have their first lead. A 4-3 ball game. Caden Chavez returns to the mound to take on the 2-3-4 hitters. It's the second time these two teams meet here at the Compton Youth Academy. The last was a 3-2 victory for the Barons. Rutenbar steps in, a CCL All-Star this year. Heads from the left side. Tries to drag his way on, and the bunt goes foul. After throwing 31 pitches in the first inning, Chavez only used 8 in the second. Pitch count at 41 after the first pitch to Rutenbar. Lefty on lefty matchup. Rutenbar, a native to Midlothian, Texas. Another foul ball, this time to the third base side towards his coach, Kyle Van Hook, the third base coach for the Foresters. Joey Holguin at first. They're led by manager Bill Pintard, longtime head coach here for the Foresters program. Ball hit into the air. Clayton got a glove, and it kicks off into center field. Second hit of the ball game for Rutenbar. Was going to be a tough play for Clayton. Off the lefty's bat, it started tailing away from him and wound up tipping off his glove into center field. So there's a runner aboard on first, and here in the broadcast booth, they're joined by one of the Barons pitchers, Travis Bergman. Throw down from Ocampo is not in time. A stolen base for Carter Rutenball. How you doing today, Travis?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing pretty solid. Thanks for making the time.
Of course.
It's a 1-0 count to Chris Newstrom. There's nobody out here in the top of the third. Travis, can you share how you became an Academy Baron this summer?
So I go to Santa Ana College, and we played them this season, and Coach Bishop was here to watch and liked what he saw and asked if I wanted to come and play this summer, and I was pretty thrilled, and that's where I'm at now. So, yeah.
How is this first summer ball experience compared to your other levels of baseball?
It's really good. It's a lot of competitiveness, which I like. Really good different teams and stuff and players from all over the country, and it's a lot different than some of the games we play like Santa Ana, but it's all pretty relative at some point. So yeah.
Can you share how you became or how you got into the sport of baseball?
So as a young kid and ended up playing a bunch of different sports and baseball. I was playing for baseball and hockey and ended up sticking with both of those, and ended up taking a break when I was about like 10 years old, and picked it back up when I was around 15 or so. And so since then I've been playing, and the rest is history from there.
Another stolen base for Rutenbar as he takes off for third. Got off to a big lead. There's a runner 90 feet away for the Foresters. A 1-1 count to the second baseman, Chris Newstrom. Infield comes in for the Academy Barons. Now, as a left-hander, Travis, were you always kind of shoehorned into being a pitcher, or did you play other positions growing up?
There's that's what a lot of people wanted me to do, especially my dad. But I didn't really pitch a whole lot in high school, and I pretty much just played outfield and then hit. I pitched here and there, but when I went to Santa Ana, I still went there to go hit and maybe to pitch if I liked it, and I ended up doing well. And then I threw in the fall last year and ended up doing pretty solid and contributing a little bit this year during our season. So been going from mainly pitching now. There's some good success in that right now I've been seeing, so been sticking with that mainly right now.
It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Chris Newstrom. Infield in for the Academy Barons with the runner on third base. Rutenbar is the tying run. Next pitch from Chavez is a foul ball off Newstrom's foot. What would you say is the hardest part about being a pitcher as you transition from being a two-way player mainly to now just a pitcher?
I think just like staying like active, because it's easy to become, to just only doing your pitching stuff, but then like being a player helps you be like still being active and running and like, doing all these different agilities and whatnot to stay, I guess, mobile and just to stay, not just doing your pitching and just running or whatever, but you're fast and different moves. It's a little bit different. You gotta like just find different ways to that same type of activeness. So yeah.
Ball hit into the air, center field. Salomero calls it in for the first out of the inning. Rutenbar tags and scores on the play. We have a tie ball in the third. The base is clear for Caleb. What would you say is the biggest jump from school level to the collegiate level?
I think for there's a lot of better guys. Sure, at least right here, I know there's like schools, but my high school not so much. But trying to find ways to get hitters out on multiple pitches and not just be able to like throw a fastball and just expect to beat them, because at this level, people are gonna be facing a lot higher velo, and then so you got to find different ways to persevere and find different pitches and stuff to get them out.
1-1 counts Caleb Huber after the foul ball. Can you share with us your pitching arsenal and how you learned each one?
So I throw a four seam, curveball, like slurve, and then a kick change. So I learned pretty much all those from like my dad, and then I learned a kick change over the summer from our at a facility I go to at Ethics. So, and it's been pretty solid from there. So.
What is something you've learned from the coaches here for the Barons this summer? Guys like James Bishop, Lorenzo Gray, or even pitching coach AJ Monades.
You just gotta go up there and be a dog. You gotta go up there and throw strikes and be competitive and do the best you can. And yeah, just try to be as competitive as possible and just want to win and not just be like whatever. You gotta like want it. You gotta want it to be here every day and just put in the work and grind.
2-2 count. Chavez's next pitch. He
There you
sets
go.
down Hoover for the second out. Second or third? Yeah. Everyone lost track. There's 2 outs in the inning. And Luke Cornelison makes his way to the plate for the Foresters. Again, we're here with Travis Bergman in the broadcast booth. Played this past season at Santa Ana College. What was that decision that led you to go from Kennedy to Santa Ana?
I mean, mainly it was for the schooling, but I ended up really liking Tom Nellis, which is our head coach, and I really liked it at Santa Ana, and I thought it was a good fit for me.
1 ball and no strikes, the count to Cornelison. He had an RBI triple in his first at-bat of the evening. Santa Ana, of course, went on a historic run this season. They win the state championship. Was there a favorite moment you had in the playoffs that you can recall?
I mean, the main thing is obviously winning it, but personally, I ended up pitching in one of the games, and I pitched pretty good, and it felt good to contribute and not just sit on the bench. I mean, it's nice having other guys to go and do it, do the job, but I want to be out there and doing something myself and contribute to the team.
How did you stay ready? Because I know the previous couple of weeks, I don't remember you getting a lot of pitching action, but then again, biggest moment of the year, you come in, you deliver 5 2/3 of an inning, and you really save the Santa Ana bullpen because it was a game that I think they had to play 5 or 6 games in one weekend. So how did you stay ready in that moment?
I just had to. I had to be ready for every single game. As a reliever, you not really know when you're going to throw, and yeah, I just I was waiting on the call, for pretty much any game, and I ended up getting it and doing my thing and just be able to compete out there and just throw strikes and be competitive and just
Ball
but
drop.
yeah, just do my thing and be competitive, and just ended up doing pretty solid, which was really nice for sure. So, I mean, we didn't win that game, unfortunately, but it was a good stepping stone to switch for the next game that we had later in the day.
Inning continues for the Foresters after the 2-out single by Luke Cornelissen. That brings up Cole Chamberlain, another player who had an RBI triple in his first at-bat. Runner on first, 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Tie ball game, 4-4. Chavez makes a move over. As a left-hander, what are some things you're thinking of when you're on the mound and there's a runner on first, like in this scenario?
You got to make sure they're not getting too far out there, and if they are, then maybe a pickoff here and there, but maybe a slide step or just to keep them on their toes, not getting too comfortable over there at first.
Going back to Santa Ana College, George Carlejo is the pitching coach there, and a lot of players talk highly of him. What's something that you picked up from him in your first spring with him this season?
Yeah, just go up there and throw strikes, be competitive for sure, which is a big philosophy for him, and I've kind of kept that coming into the Barons. And yeah, I just think just go in there, compete, throw strikes, give us a chance out there, and not just make the hitters earn it, and not just give up and give free passes to them.
1-1 count. Another throw over to first to check in on Cornelissen. You did get a couple at-bats this spring. They were in blowout games, but is that something you're going to push for, more at-bats this upcoming year?
We'll see. I mean, the plan is to hit in the fall, and if it ends up going good, then we'll carry it over to the spring. But if not, then I won't be too hurt about it if I don't, because I definitely enjoy pitching for sure a little bit more.
Is there a difference in how you prepare for a start versus coming out of the bullpen?
Yeah, I think for being a start, I only had one start on the year, and just it's nice to have a little bit extra time in that you're going to throw it that day. Because some days as a reliever, you not really for sure that you're going to throw, and it's a little annoying sometimes for sure, because you're not as prepared as a starter maybe, but you just got to go up there and do as much preparation as you can before, just in case you get that call, and so you're ready for it. Not, if you're not ready, then it does not help for sure.
3 balls and 1 strike to count to Cole Chamberlain. Cornelissen, the runner at first. Del Villar holds. There's 2 outs in the top of the third. Next pitch from Chavez is drilled into right field. No doubter. A home run for Chamberlain makes it a 6-4 ball game. So 2 more runs come in to score after the 2-run shot by Cole Chamberlain. 106 off the bat. Pretty impressive swing by the left-hander. James Bishop calls time and makes his way to the mound. We could see the end of the day for Caden Chavez as he points to the bullpen. So a couple more questions for you, Travis, while we have this pitching change. Was there a favorite player you had growing up watching the MLB?
I mean, as a fielder mainly, when I was younger, I definitely liked Mike Trout, as a lot of kids would. But yeah, as an outfielder in high school, I think he was a great role model and something that I strive to be for sure.
Frankie Lopez takes over on the mound for the Academy Barons. It's his second ball game with the Barons this summer, but a player who played the past 2 summers with the Academy Barons. He's a Compton native himself. There's 2 outs in the inning. He'll face Easton Mumau. We're here with Travis Bergman inside the broadcast booth. Do you have a favorite thing to snack on when you're in the dugout or in the bullpen?
Mainly like I just be a lot of different drinks and stuff, like some Gatorade and maybe a soda here and there. As a pitcher, I think we got a lot of different drinks in there for sure.
Favorite type of or favorite flavor of Gatorade?
Definitely the Glacier Cherry, the white one. It's the best one right there.
I noticed too, a lot of you guys play hacky sack right before even batting practice starts. Who would you say is the best hacky sack player on the Barons?
Oh, me for sure. I'm the best, 100%.
Okay, fair. We'll have to ask other guys that too to see if they say you.
I mean, there's some other good guys, but I think I got it.
Okay. Couple more questions for you. If you can go to any place in the world to visit, where would you want to go to?
I think like Indonesia, like Bali or Fiji as a surfer, like it's a pretty sweet place to be for sure.
Can you share real quick too how you got into surfing?
Just living at the beach, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I thought like why not give it a try, and ended up loving it. So been surfing for a while, and yeah, rest is that.
No crazy injuries while you're surfing?
Not really, just a couple of close drownings, but nothing crazy for sure, for me at least.
First pitch strike from Lopez to Easton Moo Ma. Another question I like to ask players from your hometown, where you grew up, is there a local spot that you really like to eat at?
We got a Mexican food place down in Huntington. It's Fiesta Grill. Used to eat there pretty much, every single day, and it's pretty good for sure. Every single day.
1 ball and 1 strike to count. Nobody on base. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Foresters retake the lead 6-4. We're here in the booth with Travis Bergman, one of the pitchers for the Academy Barons. Last question I'll have for you. What's some advice that you would give to your younger self?
Don't take things too seriously, because there's some times where you try to you stress out way too much about some things and it ended up being just fine. So I think, not being so hard on yourself as well. Like that's a main thing that I've been picking up recently, and I think that it's definitely helped me get better as a person for sure recently.
Beautiful. We'll have you on for the rest of the inning. Hopefully if Lopez can pick up this last out here. The 2-2 to Mumau.
Broken bat. There we go.
Espinoza throws over to first, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. But the Foresters do get 3 runs. They lead 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Again, thanks Travis Bergman for being in the broadcast booth, and we wish you the best of luck this summer.
Sweet. Thank you for having me.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Barons trail 6-4 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get a notification every time we go live from the Compton Youth Academy. We're not starting to, but we do interview at least 1 player each ball game. That's something that we've been incorporating the past 2 summers here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. That way you, the listener, can get to know some of these players just a little bit more. We just had on Travis Bergman, and in case you missed the entire or the beginning of that interview, we'll timestamp that interview in the description. So you can go back and listen to it tomorrow or at a later date and listen to the interview in its entirety. Looking ahead for this Academy Barons, they have 2 home games this week. The first tonight against the Foresters. Tomorrow they host the San Luis Obispo Blues. Then they have a wicked tough schedule on the weekend. They take on the Orange County Riptide on Saturday. First pitch scheduled at 7, and then Sunday they travel to San Luis Obispo. First pitch scheduled at 2:30. So back-to-back games for the Barons on the road, and a lot of traveling as they go from Orange County back to Compton, have an early wake-up and bus, and then travel to San Luis Obispo for Sunday afternoon. After that, they'll take on the Arroyo Seco Saints to start off next week. July 15th, they'll host the San Diego Waves. They're on the road for one game. They host the Oaks on July 18th. Then on the 21st, they host the Santa Maria Indians. On the 24th, they host the Orange County Riptide, and that's the final home game of the Academy Barons season. First pitch to Elijah Clayton, misses high and wide. Jack Fowler on the mound. He's thrown 27 pitches thus far. His 28th is outside for ball 2. No one in the bullpen for the Santa Barbara Foresters. A lot of tailing action, but it doesn't tail quite back into the zone. It's a 3-ball, no strike count to Elijah Clayton. He struck out looking in his first at-bat versus Fowler. That's near the letters, but it's a 4-pitch walk. Runner on first, and he's a dangerous runner. Clayton with 17 stolen bases on the summer season. He leads the team, and not only does he lead the Barons, but he is second in the California Collegiate League. So again, going back to the schedule, 1 home game this week remaining, 2 home games the following week, and then 2 home games after that. If you do the math, there's only 7 more home games on the Academy Barons season. That's 7 more chances for you to come to the Compton Youth Academy, just off the 91 freeway here on the campus of Compton College. Bill Pintard calls time. It's not a mound visit. Usually we see Earl Carruthers make the mound visit. He is the pitching coach for the Santa Barbara Foresters. But Pintard comes out to talk to Fowler. It's not a long conversation. Elijah Clayton at first. Nick Sanders steps in. The two were teammates for Campbell University this past spring. Both players in the transfer portal looking for new programs to play with. And the first pitch is downstairs. Sanders was also a member of the Santa Barbara Foresters in 2024, only appeared in 9 ball games. Comes up empty on the off speed. Sanders got off to a hot start. He leads the team in batting average, .563 entering today, 9 hits and now 17 at-bats after a ground out back to the pitcher in his first plate appearance. Clayton takes off for second. Foul ball by Sanders, out of play. Clayton takes the long jog back to first base. 1 ball and 2 strikes, nobody out. Opportunity for the Barons to respond in the home half of the third. Decent sized lead at first. Rutenbar holds the runner. Middle infield and double play depth. Clayton stays put. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clayton has 17 stolen bases. I misspoke. He leads the CCL with 17. A.G. Sawamura second with 14. Sanders hits a tapper to the third baseman, Muma. Only play. Whoa. That was a wacky play. It was a foul ball. Muma came up with the ball down the third base line and continued his action. Didn't throw to first, but then in the meantime, the home plate umpire threw a ball back to the pitcher, Jack Fowler. And Fowler wasn't expecting it. It rolled into the infield towards second base. Just a wacky sequence. Another 2-2 count after the foul ball. Fowler throws over to first. Close play, but Clayton beats it with the slide. Fowler from the third base side of the rubber. Clayton goes. Ruinbar's throw to second. Not going to be in time. It gets into left center field. Clayton was pleading his case but didn't realize the ball went into left center field. So a stolen base for Elijah Clayton. There's a runner in scoring position. We'll see how Fowler adjusts on the mound. 2-2 count to Sanders. A ground ball to the right side does advance the runner to third base. Inner half, strike 3. Sanders goes down looking. He shakes his head in disappointment. Doesn't agree with the call from Joe Shields. There's one down. Jason Del Villar steps in.
Number 20, Jason Del Villar.
Del Villar in his second summer with the Academy Barons. Last year was a CCL All-Star. Has to feel some type of way after not making the All-Star roster this season. A .270 hitter. Leads the league with 4 home runs on the year. Granted, all 4 of those did come in the first 2 weeks of the season. First pitch down and away. Del Villar hit a single on the first pitch he saw in his lone at-bat of the evening. Native to Corona. He's had quite a journey. Throw back to second. The throw's off target. Clayton just ahead of the tag. Chris Newstrom threw to his shortstop thinking it was an out. The throw was towards the second base side of the bag. Had it been on the shortstop side of the bag, would have been an easy tag for Newstrom and Clayton's hosed. Instead, Newstrom had to reach over to his left, then apply the tag to his right. 1-0 count to Del Villar. Clayton takes off for third. Throw down. Clayton not there in time. Comes up gingerly to second out of the inning. Caught stealing. 2-5 for the second out. Clayton tried to be aggressive. 1-1 count for Elijah Clayton, or for Jason Del Villar. Fowler goes from the windup. He's looked a lot more comfortable when there's no one on base. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Next pitch will be the 40th of the outing for Fowler. Del Villar skies it into the air. Foul territory. Rutenbar long run in front of the Foresters dugout, and he can't haul it in. Hit his glove and then came out. There was some backspin as at the last second he had to backtrack a couple steps. Those are always tricky plays because there's so much spin on the balls, and when they get hit so high, they can change patterns with a different wind than what we're seeing at field level. It's a pretty breezy day compared to the games we've had in the past. Wind blowing out towards right field. Del Villar gets another life. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's set down via the strikeout. Jack Fowler faces the minimum in the bottom of the third. We head to the top of the 4th when we come back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Always a good vibe here at the Compton Youth Academy. Frankie Lopez returns to the mound. He picked up the final out in the third inning. In the third inning, we were joined by Travis Bergman, one of the pitchers for the Academy Barons. First pitch to the 8-hitter, Zane Becker, is in for strike one. Elijah Clayton remains in the ball game after getting banged up on the slide to third base where he was caught stealing. Becker comes up empty. Nasty slider from Frankie Lopez. Second appearance of the summer. His other appearance was an inning, and he picked up 3 strikeouts against the Santa Barbara Foresters last Thursday. He pitched the 8th inning in a 3-2 ball game. Oh, man, that's a filthy slider. First strike, 3, first out of the inning. Nine-hitter, Makani Navarro steps in. First pitch from Lopez misses downstairs. Lopez is the only Compton native. Grew up and went to Dominguez High here in the city. Spent a couple years at the JUCO level. Play this upcoming school year at Hope International University. Ball hit into left field towards the line. Long run for Lujan, and this ball drifts out of play. 1-1 the count to the center fielder Navarro. Grounded out to the first baseman Del Villar in his last plate appearance. Short outing for Caden Chavez. He only lasts 2 2/3. His shortest start of the summer. Lopez in relief. 1-1. Navarro comes up empty. Last summer, Lopez was in the transfer portal after spending the 2025 season with Utah Valley University. Swing and a miss. He chases one outside the zone, and Lopez had 5 strikeouts on the summer thus far. He picks up 2 in this inning. It's back to the top of the order for Kurt Ippolito. Last summer, Frankie Lopez committed to Hope International program, but in the country. School starter. His first minutes from Ippolito. A ground out victim, his last plate appearance. Third time through the order for the Foresters. No balls and 2 strikes. Lopez really dealing on the mound. He'll be used as a reliever this summer to keep the pitch count low. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Lopez here in the top of the 4th inning. He keeps the Foresters off the scoreboard. Barons trail 6-4. When we come back, Antonio Lujan to lead things off for the Barons after this. Bottom of the fourth inning, Barons trail by 2. Jack Fowler returns to the mound for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Outside of the second inning, he looked pretty solid. He did give up 4 runs off of 3 hits in that second inning. He hit a batter as well. But outside of that, Fowler faced the minimum in the third. He also went 1, 2, 3 in the first. He's thrown 41 pitches in his outing thus far. And the first pitch to Lujan at the letters for strike 1. He picked up 2 strikeouts to end the third inning. 4 in the outing for Fowler. Lujan chases one downstairs. No balls and 2 strikes. The switch hitter hits from the right side. In Fowler's last outing as a starter, he went 4 innings against the Arroyo Seco Saints. Lujan stays alive. Only gave up 2 hits, no runs, in a 22-2 victory. Yes, that was the final score. 22 runs by the Foresters back on June 30th. Another 0-2 pitch. Lujan comes up empty. 5 strikeouts for Mr. Fowler. There's 1 down in the fourth.
For the Barons, number 16, Nigel Buckley.
Nigel Buckley to the plate. He had a single in the second. There was 2 singles to begin the inning. Then a hit batter loaded the bases. Buckley takes inside. With the bases loaded, it was Israel Espinoza, the 9-hitter, who came through with the 2 RBI single. Barons took their first lead. Or check that, they tied things up at that play. Then they took their first lead when Israel Espinoza came in to score on the pickle induced by A.G. Sawamura. 3 straight misses from Fowler. His longest outing of the season was 5 innings. He did that 2 times. Once against the Barons at home and the other against the Philippines Baseball Group. Very beginning of the season. It's a 4-pitch walk. Second walk of the outing. He's also hit a batter.
For the Barons, number 47, Jackson Tyler.
If you go back to that start against the Barons on June 23rd, it was a 2-1 victory for the Foresters at home. The Barons fought valiantly, and Jack Fowler went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts to 2 walks. Very similar in line today, but we're only in the bottom of the fourth. Barons trail by 2. They've had a bit more success against the left-hander. The first pitch to Tyler's downstairs. Small lead at first by Buckley. Not a threat to run. Tyler puts down a bunt to the third base side. Fowler spins, throws to first. An accurate throw. Buckley scoots to second. There's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Those can be tricky for a left-handed pitcher coming off the mound, going to their right, picking up the ball, and then pivoting all the way around. Tyler does a job.
Number 24, Isaac Ocampo.
Two down, Buckley at second for Isaac Ocampo. Struck out swinging in his last plate appearance. Takes low and inside for ball 1. As a team, the Barons hit .277, 4th best in the entire CCL. Check swing. Ball gets away from the catcher. Fowler makes his case to the home plate umpire, Joe Shields. Buckley's at third. Now all 3 umpires are going to meet. Ocampo started his swing, didn't hear it hit the bat, but it ricocheted like it did. Thought it just straight up missed the catcher. Big call here because it could be a runner on third with 2 outs or a runner at second. Any wild pitch or passed ball could plate a run for the Academy Barons. Home plate umpire tonight is Joe Shields. Third base umpire is Thomas Fitzpatrick, excuse me. He was the home plate umpire last time out. And then Matt Perez is the first base umpire. And now Joe Shields says it's foul ball. He tells Buckley to stay at third. Home plate umpire Joe Shields has a chat with manager James Bishop. So Bishop pleads his case to Shields. And Buckley goes back to second. So it is a foul ball. Shields did say off the knob of the bat. It ricocheted like it did hit the bat, so that makes a lot of sense from our angle here, back in the press box. Center fielder Makani Nabarro shaded a few steps towards left center. A lot of space in right center for Ocampo, if you can find the gap. 1-1 pitch, pulled down the third base line, and it gets all the way into the corner. Buckley gets the wave at third. Ocampo heads for two. An RBI double makes it a 6-5 ball game in the home half of the fourth. So another big RBI hit for Isaac Ocampo this summer. He continues to shine. He just finished 2 seasons at Golden West College. 90 miles per hour off the bat of Ocampo. A rocket that gave no chance for Easton Mumma. Chance of the 9-hitter. Espinoza offers at the first pitch and yanks it towards the Barons dugout. He hit the 2 RBI single in the second inning. That ball tails away. Count even at 1-1 to Espinoza. Another player looking for a new home. Just finished his sophomore season at East Los Angeles Community College. Played his freshman year at Cerritos. Big breaking ball. Espinoza can't make contact. 2-strike count. While with the ELAC Huskies this spring, he hit .312 at the plate. Drove in 23 runs, 8 doubles, 7 sacrifice bunts. A strong bunter. On the ground to the right side. Chance for Newstrom. Routine play for the second baseman. But the Barons do chip away. Pick up 1 run here in the home half of the fourth, and they trail 6-5. Thanks for tuning into Academy Barons Baseball. When we come back, top of the 5th inning after this. Frankie Lopez returns to the mound in the top of the 5th inning, and why not bring him out for another? He picked up 3 strikeouts in the 4th. He's pitched an inning and a third in this appearance thus far. The Barons are loaded with talented pitchers. That's not something we've seen in the past 2 summers, but the coaching staff give credit to them for not only finding the players to play for the Barons this summer, but for producing them or developing them as well. We've seen a couple pitchers get better as the summer goes along. Caden Chavez was one of those. However, a short outing in which he allowed 6 runs in 2 2/3 of an inning. Lopez take on the 2-3-4 hitters. First pitch to Rutenbar off the plate. Rutenbar 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles, and he's come around to score both times. A lot of speed on the base pass as he picked up 2 stolen bases. Empty hack. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rutenbar, a .320 hitter on the season. 4 doubles, 1 triple. Pulls one down the first base line. Del Villar crashes into the first base umpire. The toss to Lopez is in time. Oh, what a play by the Barons defense. Just off your screen to the right. You can't see that. It was a ball smoked down the first base line. Del Villar went a few steps to his left. And the first base umpire, Matt Perez, ran into him, or they both ran into each other. Del Villar had the whereabouts to toss it underhand to Lopez. From a different angle, he was a few steps in foul territory. An exciting play for the first out of the inning. Rutenbar runs well, so he had to have a clock in his head on how quickly he was going to have to toss that ball to his pitcher on the run. 1 down, first pitch, down and away to Chris Newstrom. Second baseman's 1 for 1 today. His last at-bat was a sacrifice fly. Will not go against his batting average. 2 RBIs in the match thus far. Foresters are 19-4. Barons are 12-9. Foul ball. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Newstrom hitting .362 on the season. His 17 hits is 3rd most on the roster. The lights are on here at the Academy, but still plenty of daylight in the top of the 5th. Lopez delivers. Slider front door. 2 strike count. Newstrom. Be a sophomore this upcoming school year. Takes ball 2, well outside. Spent this past spring at the University of Tennessee, home of the Volunteers. A lot of SEC players on this roster for the Foresters. Newstrom puts one down the first base line, and it tails just foul. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Played in 27 ball games this spring for the Volunteers, 15 starts. Did homer once, and finished the year with 10 RBIs and limited playing time. 2-2 from Lopez, drifts outside. He's at 22 pitches in his outing. No one throwing in the bullpen for the Barons. 1 out, base is empty. Lopez from the windup. That's below the knees. Ball 4. A runner aboard.
For the Foresters, number 14, Caleb Hoover.
First time Lopez will have to pitch from the stretch this summer. First walk issued. He'll take on Caleb Hoover, a strikeout victim in 2 different plate appearances. But Hoover was an all-star for a good reason. Batting average above 400 this season. 14 hits and now 31 at-bats. He leads the team with 2 home runs this year, and his 13 RBIs is tied for 2nd most. Hoover foul tips the first pitch into the catcher's glove. Keep an eye on the runner on first. Can't see it on your screen, but this is the time of day where the first baseman and the runner have to battle the sun. The sun sets just above the third base dugout. Lopez, quick move to first, and he takes something off that throw to give Del Villar a chance. We've seen in the past where pitchers dart that ball over. First baseman has a hard time as the sun is at eye level. The 0-1 pitch. Down and in. Hoover's another SEC player. Spent this past spring at the University of South Carolina, home of the Gamecocks. High and wide for ball 2. That's one thing that Bill Pintard has always done a nice job while at the head of the program. There's a lot of connections to different conferences and different programs across the country. Last year we saw lots of SEC players on this roster. 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Hoover. The control not as sharp for Frankie Lopez on the mound. The native to Heath, Texas. Hoover awaits the 3-1 pitch. Takes a hack, comes up empty, and it's a full count. Hoover was teammates with Nick Sanders at Grayson College in 2025. Runner takes off for second, throw. They call that ball 4. Pitch looked in a good spot, but it's ruled ball 4 by home plate umpire Joe Shields. Bit of a surprise. Ocampo calls time. Talked to his pitcher Lopez to get him settled down. You could tell he looks a little flustered after that call. Looked like it was going to be a strike 3 and a chance for a strike him out, throw him out. Instead, Newstrom doesn't get a stolen base because it was ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Frankie Lopez. Time is called. Second mound visit of the afternoon, or of the evening. We're in the evening now. But A.J. Manades makes his way to the mound to talk to Frankie Lopez. It's the first mound visit between them two this summer. Manades very familiar with Lopez's game. Lopez pitched for the Academy Barons last summer and was very dominant. Appeared in 7 ball games. All 7 of those were starts. Finished with a 2.75 ERA. Cornelison steps in. He's 2 for 2. A triple in the first, a single in the third. Another SEC player. Played for the University of Arkansas. Only made 4 appearances for the Razorbacks. First pitch strike from Lopez. Native to Springdale, Arkansas. The Foresters do offer housing for the players that play with them in the summer league. That's on the corner. Great spot from Lopez. No balls and 2 strikes quickly. Cornelison listed as a 2-way player, but only got an opportunity to pitch for the Razorbacks in the spring. Starts to go around, holds up on his swing, appeal down to first. Matt Perez says no swing. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the shortstop. He made an error in the second inning that allowed a run to come in to score. Newstrom bounces around at second. That's strike 3. Lopez puts it on the paint 2 outs in the inning as Cornelison goes down looking. That's what's fun about summer ball. We just mentioned where these players come from. They come from SEC schools, or at least the hitters do. And then you have a guy like Frankie Lopez on the mound, a pitcher who is at the NAIA level. They're facing off in this summer league schedule. And Lopez, that was 4 strikeouts in his outing. Two outs for Cole Chamberlain. Check swing, ball hit into the air. It drifts out of play past Barron's dugout for strike 1. Chamberlain's 2 for 2 with 2 extra base hits. Of course, the loudest one was a 2-run shot to right field against Caden Chavez. That was the last batter he faced. Fouls another pitch off home plate. Heads towards the mound, but home plate umpire says it's foul ball. No balls and 2 count. No balls and 2 strikes to count quickly. Newstrom at second, Hoover at first. If you go back to the game last Thursday, Cole Chamberlain is the only starter in today's lineup that started in Thursday's contest as well. He went 1 for 3 at the plate. Was hit by a pitch as well in the 3rd inning. The 0-2 from Lopez. Chamberlain definitely went around. Strike 3. Another punch out for Frankie Lopez. He walks off the mound with 5 strikeouts in today's outing. Gotta imagine that might be the last time we see of Lopez this evening. And what a performance he put on against the Santa Barbara Foresters, the #1 team in the California Collegiate League. When we come back, the home half of the 5th, and it's the top of the order due up for the Barons after this. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, A.G. Sawamura to lead things off for the Barons, and there's a new pitcher on the mound for the visiting Santa Barbara Foresters. Bill Pintard goes with the right-hander Zane Burns, and if that name sounds familiar, well, it's because we just saw him 5 days ago. He was the 3rd pitcher of the ball game for the Foresters in Thursday's contest. He pitched the 4th inning. Did allow a runner to reach via the error made by his first baseman, but did not give up a hit. Did strike out 1 batter, and that is the last appearance for Zane Burns. His first pitch to A.G. Sawamura outside. That's how we start things in the home half of the 5th. Sawamura lifts the ball towards 3rd base in the infield. Cornelison calls off his 3rd baseman, and that'll be the first out of the inning. 2 pitches, 1 out for the new right-hander. As a team, the Santa Barbara Foresters have the best ERA in the CCL. 221 as a team, and by a good-sized margin, and for good reason. Burns with another low ERA, 2.57 on the season. It's his 4th appearance. He's pitched 14 innings. First pitch to Elijah Clayton, misses inside. Back to work quickly. There's 2 straight misses inside. In the 14 innings, he's given up 9 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, 17 strikeouts to 4 walks. 3 straight misses to Clayton. In danger of walking the 5th batter of the summer. Burns holding opponent batters to 173 batting average. 4 straight misses, all inside to Clayton. Burns never found the zone in that AB. Speedster on first. 91 on the radar gun from Zane Burns. He'll have a meeting with his catcher and the second baseman, Chris Newstrom. Maybe some advice on how to deal with the speedster Elijah Clayton. If you look over to first base, that side, the entire infield now covered by the shadows. The sun is set below the third base dugout, so the first baseman nor the runner will have to battle with the sun in their eyes. Very different approach for the runner. Nick Sanders steps in. He's 0 for 2. A strikeout victim in his last at-bat. Clayton draws a throw over to first. Rutenbar has to make a pick in the dirt. Athletic play by the first baseman. Another move to first. Close play. Clayton beats the tag. He now leads the league with 18 stolen bases. Runner takes off for second. The throw down from Becker. Newstrom tried to play it like the ball went into center. And Clayton stays at second. A stolen base. Nice idea. Try to get the aggressive runner off the bag and then tagged out really quickly if he buys the fake by Newstrom. Clayton at second. Sanders takes ball 1. Sanders started his collegiate career at University of Texas, who now plays in the SEC, but in 2024, they were still a member of the Big 12. And in 25, played at Grayson College as he shoots one through the 5-6 hole. Clayton gets the round. Here comes the tying run. Throw from Chamberlain up the third base line. Sanders goes to second, and he's tagged out. It'll go down as an RBI single, but the bases are empty, and it's tie ball game. 6-6 here in the home half of the 5th inning.
For the Mariners, number 20 plate, Jason Delviar.
Chamberlain's throw was a strong one, but up the third base line. No play at the plate, and a heads-up decision by Becker to throw down to second. Score that 7-2-4. As Newstrom tags out Sanders for the second out of the inning. First pitch strike to Jason Delviar. 1 for 2 on the evening. Came around to score in the 3rd inning. Delviar rips one to the third baseman, and Mumau can't handle it. That was a screamer off the bat. 95 miles per hour. The inning continues for the Academy Barons. Antonio Lujan steps in. First time he'll hit from the left side.
Number 32, Antonio Lujan.
We don't have the split numbers, but much better hitter versus lefties. I think we say that, though, because he sees a lot more right-handers. Naturally, you're going to see more right-handers in the game of baseball. Rutenbar holds Delviar at first. A small lead. Lujan shoots one into left center field. Navarro on the run has to play it off the wall. Delviar gets the wave at third base. The relay throw from Cornelison. And the tag well in time. Del Villar hosed a great relay from the outfield, and Cornelison with a strong throw from the cutoff. It'll go down as a double for Lujan, but score that 8-6-2 for the third out of the inning. Barons do get one when we come back. The top of the sixth inning, and it's a tie ball game. Top of the sixth inning, Easton Muma, the third baseman, to lead things off for the Foresters. First pitch strike from Frankie Lopez. He goes back out for his third full inning of work. He's pitched 2 1/3 thus far. A veteran right-hander, will be a senior this upcoming season for the Hope International University Royals. Slow roller, first base line. Del Villar picks it up in fair territory and steps on the bag himself. There's one out of the inning. Two pitches, one out for Frankie Lopez, who's now at 37 in the outing. It's the first of 4 games this week for the Barons. Tomorrow they'll host the San Luis Obispo Blues. It's a tough slate right there because the Blues are the top team in the North. We'll get you the record at the moment, see if they're in action today, but they're the top team in the North. Today they take on the top team in the South. They take on the Riptide, who's always another good program in the South, and then they travel to the Blues on Sunday afternoon. First pitch to Becker is in for strike one. Catcher's 0 for 2 today. Checks his swing. Home plate umpire Joe Shields says yes, he went around. No need to appeal down to first. 2 strikes quickly. The Blues are 23-6, best record in the CCL North Division. We'll see them tomorrow. Downstairs with the breaking ball. Lopez has a 1-2 count to the catcher. We'll get you some scores from around the CCL as well during the next break in the action. The Blues do play tonight, and they're scoreless with the Orange County Riptide, top of the 4th. 1-2 pitch. Becker leans out of the way near his hands. Count even at 2-2. A couple guys warming up in the bullpen for the Barons, not throwing, but getting loose. Ball hit high and well into left field. Lujan back at the track. It's over the wall. A solo shot for Zane Becker makes it a 7-6 lead. And the Foresters retake the lead as these two teams have gone back and forth. A towering fly ball for the catcher after an 0-2 start to the day, or 0 for 2 start to the day. He has a big smile on his face as his teammates greet him in the first base dugout. Chance for the 9-hitter Makani Navarro, another player who's 0 for 2. Foresters have 7 runs off 8 hits. Navarro tries to drag his way on, and that pitch clips the catcher, Isaac Ocampo. He hobbles around home plate as he tries to shake off the stinger. Home plate umpire Joe Shields has a little conversation with Frankie Lopez to buy Ocampo some more time. Navarro struck out swinging in his last plate appearance against Frankie Lopez. Second home run of the evening. The first was by Cole Chamberlain. Zane Becker delivers the other. We'll see if the Barons can put one over the fence themselves. Pulls back the bunt attempt, and that's strike 2. Foresters did not agree with that call. 2-strike count. 1 out, nobody on base. Lopez from the windup. Swing and a miss, another strikeout. Second time that he strikes out the 9-hitter. Ocampo throws down to first and does so in time. Strikeout 2-3 on the putout for out number 2.
For the Foresters, number 18, Kurt Ippolito.
Entering the day, the Barons had the 4th most strikeouts by a pitching staff in the CCL, 196. So we do a quick math count. The Barons pitching staff has 10 on the evening, so give them 206 on the season. First pitch strike to Kurt Ippolito. Leadoff hitter's 0 for 3. A lot of the damage has been done between the 2 through 6 hitters. Skies went into the air, foul territory. Tyler gives a look on the third base side, just past the wall. No balls and 2 strikes. If you look at Carter Rudenbar, he's on deck. He has 2 of the 8 hits. Chris Newstrom has 1. Caleb Hoover doesn't have any. Luke Cornelison has 2. Chamberlain has 2. Easton Mumau hitless. Quick warning by home plate umpire Joe Shields. Lopez came set too early. That's strike 3. Called on the knees. Ocampo throws this one away into right field. But doesn't matter. That's strike 3, and there's 11 strikeouts by a Barons pitcher, or by the Barons pitchers in today's ball game. But the solo shot makes it a 7-6 ball game thanks to Zane Becker, new pitcher in the ball game for the Foresters. And when we come back, we'll have that name and tell you a little bit more about the new right-hander. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. It's a 7-6 ball game in favor of the Santa Barbara Foresters. Let's get you some scores from around the California Collegiate League. The Saints trail to the San Diego Bombers 8-4 in the bottom of the 8th, so they only have 2 more innings to muster up a comeback in Pasadena. Earlier today, the Conejo Oaks defeated the Santa Maria Indians, an affiliate team, 6-2. The other Southern California game is between the Riptide and the Blues, who are from the north, and the Blues have a 1-0 lead over the Riptide in the top of the 4th. We expected a tightly contested ball game, and we've gotten that thus far. This game has featured 2 ties, 3 different lead changes. It's the second time that the Foresters have been on top. They lead 7-6. They scored 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the third, 1 in the sixth. The Barons scored 4 in the second. They took their first lead of the ball game. They scored 1 in the fourth and 1 in the fifth. Nigel Buckley steps in. Quick adjustment made by Zane Becker behind the dish. We'll get you that new pitcher on the mound as well. Will Jordan takes over for the Foresters. First pitch to Buckley is high and tight. Buckley singled in his first at-bat, drew a walk in his second. Third time through the order for the Barons offense. Jordan misses outside, easy takes. Jordan makes his 9th appearance. All have been out of the bullpen for the Foresters. In 12 innings, he has a 1.50 ERA, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned. First strike to Buckley. He has 17 strikeouts to 5 walks in the 12 innings. Batters are hitting 178 against the right-hander. Upstairs for ball 3. Buckley has a chance to be selective here, ahead in the count. Checks his swing, appeal down to first. That's ball 4. Second time he's walked this evening.
For the Barons, number 47, Jackson Tyler.
We'll see what the plan of attack is for the Barons. Jackson Tyler steps in his last plate appearance, he dropped a sacrifice bunt. This time there's nobody out. Last at bat, there was 1 out, and Tyler bunted Buckley to second base. Ocampo eventually drove in Buckley. Quick move to first. Buckley slides, and there's no tag from Rutenbar. First pitch from Jordan. Tyler fouls it straight back. Jordan stands at 6'6" and was a member of the Red Raiders, Texas Tech University, Big 12 program. Will be a junior this upcoming season. That's in the zone. Strike 2. Third baseman Easton Mumau now backs up. He was playing at the edge of the grass. Middle infield widens out a bit as well. Downstairs for ball 1. Jordan made 12 appearances this past spring for the Red Raiders. Pitched 13 innings. Did suffer a season-ending injury. Did pick up a save as well. Upstairs, throw down to first. Rutenbar's tag not in time. A better throw maybe gets Buckley, as he was off to a big secondary. But it was a low throw, and Rutenbar had to patiently wait and bring that tag around. 2-2 count. Tyler awaits and takes upstairs. You see with Jordan, quickly got Tyler into an 0-2 count and missed badly with the next 3 pitches. Sometimes pitchers struggle to have that out pitch. Here's the payoff. Buckley stays put, and Tyler fouls it off to the right side. Tyler was this San Diego State Aztec this past spring. He's in the transfer portal. Tyler puts one on the ground through the right side. Another base hit for the Barons offense. They have 8. Both teams with 8 hits in the ball game. 100 miles per hour off the bat of Jackson Tyler. He's been seeing the ball well. Batting average up to 190 on the season. It was in the low 100s just a couple weeks ago. He's had a couple rockets off the bat too. So give credit to him for making some strong contact just past the halfway point of the summer season. The first 2 runners reach. There's no one warming up in the bullpen for the Foresters. They lead by 1. Time is called as Easton Mumah, the third baseman, and the catcher, Zane Becker, chat with Will Jordan on the mound. Ocampo steps in. He delivered the 2 RBI double in the 4th. 1 for 2 on the evening. Has a chance to play hero again. Ocampo just finished 2 seasons at Golden West College. Looking for a new home. Corner infielders ready to crash. Rutenbar on the edge of the grass, as is Mumah. Spaghetti move to second, no one covering. And Jordan just looks back. Buckley to second. Ocampo squares around early, pulls it back, and that's ball 1. A lot of movement on the pitch from Jordan. Tyler at first, Buckley at second. Foresters chirp about that last call from their dugout. Ocampo puts down a sacrifice bunt to the first baseman. Rutenbar thought about third, now turns to first. The second baseman, Newstrom, covering. Score that 3-4 for the first out. 2 runners advance into scoring position. That's how you do a job. You send it to the 9-hitter, Israel Espinoza. Top of the order on deck. Espinoza has come through earlier today, a 2 RBI single in the second, a part of a 4-run inning. Hits it softly to the right side. Newstrom can't get to it. Tyler held up at third base, but the Barons tied things up 7-all in the home half of the 6th. 3 RBIs on the evening for Israel Espinoza. So a lot of times we give you the exit velocity on hard hit balls. That time it wasn't a hard hit ball, just 66 miles per hour off the bat of Israel Espinoza, but it finds pay dirt. Buckley comes in to score, and we have a tie ball game. Runners at the corners, 1 out for A.G. Sawamura. Mumah, couple steps into the grass on the infield. Espinoza has good speed, and Jordan quickly throws over. There's some guys moving in the bullpen for the Foresters, but no one throwing yet. First pitch to Sawamura, well upstairs. Becker had to leap to make the grab, and Earl Carruthers calls time. First official mound visit. He'll talk with the entire infield. Espinoza at first, Jackson Tyler at third, A.G. Sawamura at the plate, 1-0 count. During the last break in the action, we gave you some scores from around the CCL. There is an update. The San Luis Obispo Blues lead 3-0 over the Orange County Riptide. Gotta imagine they'll be staying here in Southern California. There's no point of going home and making that 4-hour drive to then make it again tomorrow to take on the Barons. The Bombers lead 10-4 over the Arroyo Seco Saints in the bottom of the 9th, so the Saints down to their final 3 outs. And earlier today, the Conejo Oaks defeated the Santa Maria Indians 6-2. More scoring in this ball game compared to the last meeting between the two. It was a 3-2 win for the Barons here at the Compton Youth Academy. A lot of great pitching from both sides, but the Barons just out-edged the Foresters in a 3-2 victory. It was 2-1 heading into the 6th. The Barons put up 2 more runs in the home half of the 6th inning and hung on for a victory. A.G. Sawamura steps in. 1-0 count. Next pitch from Jordan, off speed, has Sawamura well off balance. Great call. Tyler at third, Espinoza at first. Both players won well. Sawamura tries to drag his way on and hits this one foul to the backstop. A late decision to put the bunt down. Gotta imagine with 2 strikes, he'll have to swing. Mumaw stays at the edge of the grass at third. Rest of the infield back. Rutenbar holds the runner at first. The 1-2 from Jordan. Sawamura can't connect. There's 2 outs in the inning. You don't often see a splitter at the collegiate level, but that's what Will Jordan has in his arsenal and what had A.G. Sawamura so off balance. 2 outs for Elijah Clayton. Comes up empty as he chases one outside the zone. He's drawn 2 walks this evening and has 2 stolen bases. Still looking for his first base hit. Becker delivers some signs to the infield with runners at the corners. 2 down. 2 hits in the inning. The inning started off with the walk to Buckley. Clayton takes low and away. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Clayton is another player in the transfer portal. Will be a junior this upcoming season. High and tight, Clayton ducks out of the way. Clayton started his collegiate career at UC Berkeley. And then after that, transferred to Campbell University for his sophomore season. Got a lot more playing time at Campbell. Played in 46 ball games this spring. Only appeared in 21 games for Cal his freshman year. That's inside for ball 3. It was a 4-pitch walk to Clayton in his last at-bat versus Zane Burns. Will Jordan on the mound for the Foresters. Still no one throwing just yet in their bullpen. This ball skips in the dirt. Jackson Tyler heads home, and that's the 8th run of the ball game. Runners on first and second, but more importantly, the Barons have an 8-7 lead. Becker just got a little too lackadaisical on that pitch. Looked like a pitch he should have blocked. We've seen him work hard behind the dish. Maybe he got crossed up with his pitcher Jordan and expected something different. Espinoza moves to second, Clayton at first. Nick Sanders steps in. He picked up an RBI single in his last at-bat. Inside. That's how the at-bat gets started. Now Sanders had the single and was caught going for a double for the second out of the inning in the 5th. The throw came home, but the catcher, Becker, made a heads-up play. Threw to Newstrom, who was covering the bag. Another pitch gets by Becker. 2 runners in scoring position. Second wild pitch of the evening. Both have been by the pitcher, Will Jordan. Two-0 count. Sanders in the driver's seat. Player with a lot of pop in his bat. He has hit 1 home run this season. That came on the road. We would love to see one here at the Compton Youth Academy. We've seen him hit plenty during batting practice. Skies went into the air. Out of play. It's an important week for the Barons with 4 games against quality teams. If the Barons can find a way to go at least 2-2, that'll keep them in a good spot in the playoff picture. Downstairs, and it gets all the way through the 5-hole. Espinoza heads home, and that's the 9th run of the ball game. 3 wild pitches in the inning, and the Barons take a 2-run lead. Becker and Jordan just not on the same page. Those last 3 wild pitches really have given Becker some tough look behind the plate. Sanders runs the count full after a swing and miss. Still only 2 hits in the inning. There's been 2 walks. Now there's a right-hander throwing for the Foresters. Payoff pitch. Sanders chases one out of the zone. A huge out, number 3. But the Barons retake the lead. These teams have gone back and forth. Now 4 different lead changes, and the Barons are on top 9-7. Top of the 7th inning when we come back. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Rutenbar steps in, 2 for 3 on the evening, and is only at bat against Lopez. Grounded out to Del Villar. What was a rather interesting play. Interesting because Del Villar made the catch, or he played it off of one bounce, ran into the umpire, then threw it underhand to Frankie Lopez covering the back. Rutenbar runs well too. It was a close play. Frankie Lopez still on the mound. His 0-1 pitch on the edge of the zone for a strike 2. Lopez with the bases empty, goes from the windup. Chopper to the left side. Tyler gets another chance on the run. Throw accurate and in time. What a play by Tyler. It's his first start of the summer at the hot corner. Shows off the cat-like reflexes. Had an accurate arm, too, at third. 1 down for Chris Newstrom. Newstrom today, 1 for 2. Sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss for the first strike of the at-bat. Foul ball out of play right side. Lopez takes his time as he goes through the windup. Next pitch to Newstrom is off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Second baseman has made a few nice plays defensively for the Foresters. They're the only team with an error in tonight's ball game. Nobody on base. Lights are on here at the Compton Youth Academy. 1 down in the top of the 7th. Newstrom stays alive with the foul ball. Lopez kicks, deals, another foul ball by Newstrom. Keeps it a 1 ball, 2 strike count. This will be the 4th and final meeting between these two teams, Barons and the Foresters. Always a fun matchup. Ball skips away from Ocampo for ball 2. We'll reset the defense in the 7th inning for both sides. Isaac Ocampo still behind the dish. Jason Del Villar at first. Israel Espinosa at second. Elijah Clayton at short. Jackson Tyler at left. Antonio Lujan in left. A.G. Sawamura in center. Nick Sanders in right. A chance for Clayton. Fields it cleanly. Routine play for the shortstop. And there's 2 down in the inning. It's a long at-bat between Newstrom and Lopez after a couple of foul balls.
Number 14, Caleb Hoover.
2 outs, nobody on base for Caleb Hoover. Has reached once via the walk. Still looking for his first hit of the ball game. And the first pitch he sends foul to the left side, out of play. Two strikeouts, both against Caden Chavez. It was a lefty-on-lefty matchup both times for Hoover. Those can be tough for the left-handed hitters. Lopez kicks, deals, another foul ball. 0-2 count. Luke Cornelison stands on deck. Foresters have 7 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Barons have 9 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Only a bit of daylight left here at the Compton Youth Academy, just past 8:20. Swing and a miss. Lopez gets Hoover, the 3rd strikeout of the evening. The Barons lead 9-7. Great work from Lopez out of the bullpen. He took over in the top of the 3rd and has kept the Foresters off the scoreboard since then. Bottom of the 7th when we come back, and Jason Del Villar to lead things off after the 7th inning stretch.
Rogers.
Bottom of the seventh inning. Barons are hanging on to a 9-7 lead here over the Santa Barbara Foresters. Best record in the California Collegiate League. They're 19-4, while the Barons are 12-9 this summer season. But they have won 5 of their last 7 ball games. They've been playing some of their best baseball, not only of this summer, but in the last half decade or so. We were chatting with manager James Bishop, who is in his first year as the manager, but it's his 17th season as a member of the Academy Barons coaching staff. So he knows a lot of history with this Barons summer program. He said this team has never made the postseason in its entire existence, and they're playing some of the best baseball they have all program history. The Barons finished last summer, just to give you comparison, with 13 wins. They finished the summer before with 13 wins. In 2023, 8 wins, and in 2022, 13 wins again. The Barons are sitting at 12 and have a chance to pick up their 13th with still 12 games left to go. Jason Del Villar steps in to face the new pitcher, Caleb Rogers. Zips in, fastball, just high, maybe a bit inside. Ball 1. 94 on the radar gun from Rogers, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because we saw him 5 nights ago, last Thursday, when the Foresters took on the Academy Barons here in Compton. Rogers pitched the last inning of the ball game. 2-0 count quickly to Del Villar. Nobody on base, nobody out for the first baseman. We'll reset the defense for the Foresters. Zane Becker behind the dish, Carter Rutenbar at first, Chris Newstrom at second, Luke Cornelison at short, Easton Muma at third, Cole Chamberlain in left, Makani Nabarro in center, Kurt Ipolito in right field. 4 straight misses, and it's a leadoff walk to begin the inning. Barons could use some insurance runs against the #1 team in the CCL. Best record, not only in the South. Caleb Rogers pitched the 8th inning in that game last Thursday on July 2nd. He picked up 2 strikeouts. He did hit the first batter he faced, who was Bryce Morrison. Morrison got all the way to third, but he was stranded at third to end the inning. That one clanks off the catcher's mask. Del Villar advances to second. It's going to go down as a pass ball against Becker. He has struggled in the last couple innings. Maybe Rogers gave him a pitch he didn't expect. So Zane Becker chats with his pitcher, Caleb Rogers. 5 pitches, and neither have been close to the strike zone. And that last one might have crossed up his catcher, Becker, so he wants to make sure that the two are on the same page. It can be painful as a catcher when you're not expecting a pitch and get a one that you don't like. Nobody out in the inning, runner in scoring position. Muma scoots in a few steps, even with the bag at third. Lujan, first pitch, can't connect. First pitch after the mound visit, that is. Del Villar, pretty big lead at second base. Savvy base running by the Barons we've seen this evening and this entire season. 2-1 count as the next pitch to Lujan misses inside. Broken bat, ball gets past Ruinbar and into right field. Del Villar held up at third base. That'll go down as a single for Lujan, and he needed that. He's 1 for 3 on the evening. Check that. 2 for 4 on the evening. Broken bat, though. And he just snuck it by Rutenbar. He looked like the first baseman. Rutenbar looked like he stopped it initially, and it might have just squeaked on by.
Number 16, Nigel Buckley.
Now runners at the corners. Lujan not the fastest runner, but very savvy. You might see a play to score another run. Del Villar is not the fastest runner. Don't think they would put him. Buckley skies one into shallow center field, and Newstrom makes an incredible catch. He gets up, throws home, and Del Villar is tagged out. Oh my goodness, Chris Newstrom, we tip your cap to you. Score that 4-2 for the second out of the inning. We thought that ball was getting into center field for sure. Buckley shakes his head in disbelief. Quickly 2 outs in the inning, and it's up to Jackson Tyler. Lujan stays at first on the play. Rutenbar holds him. First pitch to Jackson Tyler, misses upstairs. At the knees, first strike one. Small lead at first by Lujan. Tyler empty on his swing. 2-strike count quickly to the left fielder, or to the usual left fielder. He's playing third base today. Tyler first started the summer at third base, and he's made 2 nice plays defensively. Big spot for the Barons and the Foresters. Rogers misses upstairs. Lujan, delayed steal, and no one covering the bag. That's the savvy base running we were telling you about. So there's a runner in scoring position, 2-2 count to Tyler. And just like the pitcher before, Will Jordan sometimes struggled in those 2-strike counts to find his out pitch. We'll see if Jackson Tyler can continue the battle. Newstrom holds the runner in close to second, now backs off. That misses inside. Rogers wanted that strike call. It's a full count. Isaac Ocampo on deck. Catcher's 1 for 2 today. The payoff pitch from Rogers. Tyler takes ball 4. A very close take. Fortunate call for the Academy Barons. 2 walks in the inning, only 1 hit. In case you missed it, a huge play by the second baseman, Chris Newstrom. An absolutely baller of a play. I mean, a play that I'll probably remember the entire summer, regardless of what happens the rest of the season. Caught a ball in shallow center, then threw home to try and get the tagging Chasen Del Villar. First pitch strike on the breaking ball to Isaac Ocampo. Lujan at second, Jackson Tyler at first. No one holding Lujan. Ocampo takes ball 1. At the top of the 8th inning, the Foresters will send up their 5, 6, 7 hitters. Cornelison to lead things off. Becker makes a strong block this time. And that's what we saw the first 4 innings, even 5. But in that 6th inning with Will Jordan on the mound, Becker just wasn't as sharp. And in the 7th inning, that has continued. Pass ball earlier in the inning. Hasn't come back to bite the Foresters yet. The 2-1. Ocampo drills one into foul territory. Got an off-speed pitch that caught a lot of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count, 2 outs. There's 2 runners on. Barons have a 2-run lead. Little deuces wild for you here on this bottom of the 7th inning. Tuesday night baseball. That's at the letters. Ruled ball 3. Very close miss from Rogers on the mound. With 2 outs, expect both runners to be moving on the pitch. Israel Espinoza, his batter on deck. Payoff pitch from Rogers. Upstairs, ball 4. Easy take, and the inning continues. 3 walks in the inning by the new reliever, Caleb Rogers. Earl Carruthers calls time. He's a pitching coach for the Santa Barbara Foresters program. No one throwing in the bullpen for the Foresters, so I'm sure this is just a time to settle down as new reliever. Israel Espinoza, again, not the statistical best hit, not statistically the best hitter by any means. He's hitting 190 entering today, 4 hits in 21 at-bats. It's his 5th start of the year, but already in tonight's ball game, he's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He scored twice. He's one of those gritty players. Manager James Bishop likes to preach about that underdog mentality, about players that are overlooked. The Barons are filled with those players. And Israel Espinoza is another one. A player who just finished 2 years at the JUCO level, looking for a new home. And a performance like today, a couple more times this season, might land him a new spot. Again, there's so many different reasons why players play summer ball. Some it's for the love of the game. Some it's to get more reps after not playing in the spring, maybe after a redshirt season or an injury. And then sometimes it's for guys looking for the new home in the transfer portal, like an Israel Espinoza. Lujan at third, Tyler at second, Ocampo at first. First pitch downstairs, and it gets away from Becker. He can't find it. Lujan comes in to score, and the Barons lead 10-7. So now there's 2 runners in scoring position after the wild pitch. Espinoza takes ball 2. Tyler moves to third base. Ocampo at second. A 3-run lead. 10 runs off 10 hits for the Barons. That one does find the zone for the first strike of the AB. The last 2 Forester pitchers haven't been sharp. Will Jordan last inning gave up 3 runs. Caleb Rogers given up 1 run thus far. Espinoza behind. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the season, Rogers in 7 innings has only given up 4 hits and no earned runs. 2-2 count. Breaking ball. Misses inside. Good idea. That curveball has 12-6 action. If it had more lateral movement, maybe finds the zone. A.G. Sawamura on deck. Payoff pitch. That's strike 3. Espinoza gets rung up. Generous call for the Foresters, and another run comes in to score for the Academy Barons. Top of the 8th inning. Barons lead 10-7. Foresters come up to the plate when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, new pitcher on the mound for the Barons, right-hander by the name of Matthew Kraus. First pitch to Cornelison. He takes a big rip, but strike one. Kraus makes his 6th appearance on the summer for the Barons. Through 9 innings, he's given up 11 hits, 6 runs, 14 strikeouts to 6 walks. Right-hander kicks, deals off the glove of Ocampo. That looked like it might have gotten Cornelison, but no reaction from the batter. Shortstop 2 for 3 at the plate this evening. Kraus has an ERA of 6 flat, does have 1 win and 1 loss on the season. That's at the knees. Strike 2. Foresters with some moans and groans from the dugout. Not a fan of that call. Joe Shields with a very vocal warning to the first base dugout. And he gives a warning to the Foresters dugout. The last 3 to 4 innings have been filled with disappointed grunts and chirps of displeasure towards the home plate umpire. 1-2 count. That's strike 3. That's the easiest way to get calls not in your favor. If you continue to upset the home plate umpire, that was a borderline call, and Shields gives it to the Barons. First out of the inning. Cole Chamberlain steps in. He hit the home run in the 3rd inning. That feels like forever ago. Right up the middle. A bullet off the bat. 1 out base runner. Sawamura has quick trouble with it, but recovers quickly. His runner aboard, and he continues for Easton Mumma. Frankie Lopez is done after 4 1/3. 8 strikeouts, and more importantly, he keeps the Foresters at bay. He limits the damage. Chance for Easton Mumma to hit with the runner aboard. First pitch off the plate. Matthew Kraus is a native to Hermosa Beach, went to Miracosta High School, and spent this past season as a freshman at El Camino. This ball gets away from Del Villar all the way towards the Foresters bullpen. Espinoza finally gets to it. That's a long throw. Tyler can't make a play on it, and scoring. Jeez. Chamberlain scores from first on the error on the pickoff move, and then an error on the throw by Israel Espinoza. Just a wacky and bad play. I'm sure Bishop will call time and just try to settle in all his ball players after a mistake like that. So it's a quick mound visit as Bishop tries to rally the troops. The Barons hang on to a 2-run lead after the run comes in. Just a wacky play. Kraus with an inaccurate throw to Del Villar at first. It goes to the deepest part of the ballpark nearly. Espinoza gets to it, and it's a long throw. At that point, I think you just got to eat it. He throws it to Tyler at third. Tyler can't get to it, and Chamberlain strolls in easy. Next pitch from Kraus. Moves the count to 2-0. Back to the batter. Kraus has to regain focus. Mumma fouls the next pitch straight back. Fastball that caught a lot of the zone. Couldn't make Kraus pay. Late break on that movement, but it misses downstairs. Ocampo can't glove it cleanly. 3 balls and 1 strike. Foul tap towards the right side. Foresters have some life in their dugout after picking up the run here to begin the top of the 8th inning. 1 out, nobody on base. Mumma hits one on the right side. Espinoza gets a candy hop, sets his feet, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Foresters are down to their final 4 outs tonight. Chance for Zane Becker, who hit the solo shot in the 6th inning. Kraus will have to be careful with him. That was the only run given up by Frankie Lopez in the 4 innings pitched. 8 strikeouts for Lopez, but the 1 home run given up. Zane Becker hit it a long ways into left field, a towering ball. First pitch misses to Becker. Kraus from the windup. Becker shoots it into the air towards the right field line. Sanders in foul territory, hauls it in for the 3rd out. And so the Barons limit the damage. It could have been a huge inning for the Foresters offense. They do get 1 run off a couple of errors by the Barons defense, but the Barons hang on to a 10-8 lead. It's their final 3 opportunities to get some insurance runs. The top of the order, A.G. Sawamura to lead things off when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Bottom of the 8th inning. Barons lead 10-8 over the Santa Barbara Foresters. It's their 2nd time with a lead late over the top team in the California Collegiate League. They defeated the Foresters 5 days ago on July 2nd. Final score on that one was 3-2. A lot more offense featured in tonight's ball game before both sides. New pitcher on the mound for the Santa Barbara Foresters. It's a left-hander by the name of Tanner Grove, native to Lodi, California, not too far from the city of Stockton, about 40 minutes outside of Sacramento. Goes off speed, and the first pitch is in for strike 1. A.G. Sawamura, Elijah Clayton, and Nick Sanders, the 3 batters due up. Grove works quickly. Sawamura checks his swing, appeal down to 3rd. No swing. Foresters continue to chirp from their first base dugout. They've already been warned in the last half inning. That's in the dirt. Ball 2. Sawamura has reached once today in the 2nd inning after an error by the shortstop. Hitless. 10 hits for the Barons, but Sawamura does not have one of them. They can find a way to get him on base. He's another dangerous threat to run. The 3-1 from Grove. Sawamura behind on the fastball. 6 total appearances on the summer for Grove. 4 of them have been starts. This is his second relief appearance. Payoff pitch. Sawamura set down on strikes, second time this evening, and it's the first out of the 8th. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball, wherever you may be tuning in from. First of 2 home games this week. They host the San Luis Obispo Blues tomorrow night. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. In 18 innings, Grove has given up 14 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 27 strikeouts to 4 walks. Give him 28 after that last one. First pitch strike to Clayton. A 1.50 ERA on the summer for Grove, who has 3 wins, no losses. Clayton hits it into the air. Foul territory, long run, but Ippolito will not be able to track it down. This past spring, Grove spent the spring with the California Golden Bears. The 0-2 pitch to Clayton. Runs outside. The lefty stands at 6'1". Next pitch is inside to Clayton. The two just missed each other. Clayton was at UC Berkeley in 2025. And he set down via the strikeout, 2 outs in the inning. The Barons will need a 2-out rally if they hope to pick up another insurance run. Just a 2-run lead over the Santa Barbara Foresters. Santa Barbara will send up their 9-1-2 hitters, Makani Navarro to lead things off, barring any substitutions. So some extracurricular activity as there was chirping between the pitcher and Nick Sanders. And then Nick Sanders pointed towards the dugout. There is history between Sanders and this program. Sanders continues to chirp. Bishop holds Sanders accountable and tells him not to continue his actions. Joe Brady got in the middle of it and tried to calm Sanders down. Sanders played for this Santa Barbara Foresters team in 2024. He only appeared in 9 ball games. We haven't seen in 3 summers any point where the benches would clear. Two outs. Nobody on base. First pitch misses low and away. One thing to make note of, you can't see it on your screen, but everyone up in the bullpen for the Foresters. And Sanders vocalized that he thinks that this pitcher is going to hit him. Comes up empty on the next pitch. Evens count at 1-1. That's a very bold thing to assume, but given the history, and maybe there was chirping between him and a few other players, as he did point around the diamond. Sanders skies one in the air. Center field, Navarro says he has it, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So the Barons hang on to a 10-8 lead as we head to the top of the 9th. Final 3 outs, and things have gotten a little bit more interesting here at the Compton Youth Academy as there was a lot of chirping between both sides. Hope that nothing comes or amounts to it, but the 9-1 two-hitters due up for the Barons, or for the Foresters, after this. The final 3 outs in tonight's contest, and the Barons turn to Amari Yolas for a save situation. Yolas was just named to the CCL All-Star game and pitched 1 inning, the final inning for the CCL South roster. It's his 7th total appearance this summer. He's 0-1 on the year, but he does have 3 saves. In 6 innings, he's given up 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 7 strikeouts to 5 walks. The control hasn't been as sharp this summer, but he's still a very dominant force here in the CCL. He's gone up to 96 on their radar gun, a real flamethrower for the Academy Barons in the bullpen. He'll take on the 9-1 two-hitters. And the first pitch from Yolas to Makani Nabarro upstairs. 4th pitcher of the evening, Caden Chavez started it. Frankie Lopez went a long distance and long relief to Matthew Krause for an inning. Amari Yolas misses 2 straight to Becker. Yolas, a native here to Los Angeles, went to Palos Verdes High School. That runs inside, 3 straight misses, and that's that control that we mentioned. It's been an issue, 7 strikeouts to 5 walks on the summer season, 1 hit batter. But he has some nasty stuff, and he does have a slider to back up the fastball. The 3-0. 4 straight misses, and Nabarro's aboard. Leadoff base runner, the Foresters cheer their team on from the dugout. Things got really interesting in the last half inning. Sanders, not that the Foresters were going to hit him, with the bases empty on 2 hits. Brady Janusik will come in as a pinch runner. It's a big game between these two because if the Barons win tonight, they'll be 2-2 against the Foresters. And they'll tie the season series. However, if the Foresters win, they'll be 3-1 against the Barons, and they'll win the season series. Janusik at first. Delviar holds. First pitch, Yolas drops in a slider, front door. First pitch strike to Ippolito. On the season, Janusik does have 3 stolen bases. Next pitch from Yolas downstairs. In that All-Star game, Yolas pitched the final inning, did give up 1 hit, 1 run, and struck out 1 batter. Down and in. 3 straight sliders to start the at-bat. Hipolito's 0 for 4 today. Hitless in the ball game. Foresters have 8 runs off 9 hits. Barons have 10 runs off 10 hits. Fastball's in there. 4 strike 2. The second summer that Yolas is with the Academy Barons. Runner takes off for second. Ocampo's throw, a good one. Clayton's tag, not in time. A stolen base for Janusic. Yolas does have a high leg kick when he pitches from the stretch. Plays into a factor. Runner in scoring position, but the Foresters trail by 2. Big pitch for Hipolito. Full count. The payoff shot into right field. Espinoza goes back and can't get to it. Sanders will throw on home. His throw on off target. And the Foresters pull within 1. It's a 10-9 ball game, and Bishop calls time. RBI single for Kurt Hipolito, his first base hit of the evening. He's 1 for 5. He's at first base, and we'll see if they elect to use a pinch runner. Bill Pintara talks with the third base coach, Kyle Van Hook. That runner on first, so important because that's the tying run. Yolas gets a quick talking to by manager James Bishop, but he stays in the ballgame. Lots of trust between Yolas and Bishop. Second season with the Barons. Last year, he was a lot more effective. He finished the summer with 8 appearances, 12 innings, 21 strikeouts in those 12 innings, a 3 flat ERA. Batters hit 134 against him. First pitch to Rutenbar is outside by a hair. Decent size lead at first. Yolas delivers. Rutenbar fouls it straight back. Rutenbar is 2 for 4 today. In tight to Rutenbar. He scoots out of the way. 2 balls and 1 strike. Things have gotten interesting. Yolas on the mound. A run has come in to score. Barons lead 10-9. Nobody out in the 9th. Down and in, Ocampo backhands it and keeps the runner at first. But more importantly, it's a 3-1 count. Gotta wonder how many batters Yolas will face after this one. There is a right-hander in the bullpen warming up. That's high and wide for ball 4. 2 walks in the inning. There's runners on first and second. Everyone standing in the dugout for both the Barons and the Foresters. Chris Newstrom to the plate. He's 1 for 3 today. Hit a sacrifice fly in the third, an RBI double in the first. Delviar plays in front of the runner at first. Jackson Tyler on the edge of the grass. Barons expecting a bunt. Newstrom swings away and comes up empty on the first pitch. Newstrom grounded out to short in his last at-bat. Frankie Lopez was very dominant in the middle innings. Took over in the top of the third, went all the way to the 7th inning. Slider sweeps outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yola spent a season at LA Valley College, then Cypress Community College. Put up some good numbers there. Earned a scholarship to Cumberland's. Only made 2 appearances this spring. In the transfer portal again. The 1-1. Downstairs, Ocampo traps it. Yolas falls behind another hitter. Yola steps off the rubber, resets himself as he takes a quick couple steps. Big spot for the right-hander. The 2-1. Newstrom fouls it straight back. The right-hander warming up in the Barons bullpen is Braden Wellen. Caleb Hoover, the batter on deck. Both runners take off. Ocampo's throw to third, well behind the runner. A double steal for the Foresters. The pitch was outside. Tying run 90 feet away. And Yolas has a full count to Chris Newstrom. Infield comes in for the Barons. No other option. Ball hit well into left field, and Lujan can't make the grab. It's over him as it clanks off the wall. Woutenbar comes in to score, and the Foresters retake the lead, 11-9. 11-10 is the score. Manager James Bishop calls time. That's going to be the end of the day for Amari Yolas. Braden Wellen comes from the bullpen, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the new right-hander when we come back. Top of the 9th inning, and it's a brand new ball game. Foresters retake the lead. These teams have gone back and forth. It's the 4th lead change. There's also been 3 ties in tonight's contest as well. The Foresters picked up 3 runs in the first, 3 in the third, 1 in the sixth, 1 in the eighth, and 3 here in the ninth thus far. There's nobody out. A runner on second, and the new pitcher is Braden Wellen. He takes over on the mound for Amari Yolas, who gives up 2 walks, 2 hits, and 3 runs thus far. He's responsible for the man on second, Chris Newstrom. Caleb Hoover steps in. Wellen delivers on home, and the first pitch is up and away. Tough spot for Yolas. And if you're the Barons coaching staff, you bring one of your better arms out of the bullpen. You expect him to get at least an out or 2. But the control wasn't as sharp. Coming off the heels of playing in the CCL All-Star game this past Saturday. Wellen's new pitcher, a native to Aliso Viejo down in South Orange County. Played at Golden West College, then USF, San Francisco. It's a 3-0 count. That finds the zone. Strike 1. After 2 seasons at Golden West College, transferred to the University of San Francisco, in the transfer portal again. And will spend this next season at San Jose State. It's a 2-ball and 2-strike count. Hoover's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. Hoping to avoid a 4th. In the bottom of the 9th, with the Barons trailing, they'll send up their 4, 5, 6 hitters. Wellen just misses. High and wide. Luke Cornelison, batter on deck. Hoover, full count. Hoover lays off for ball 4. 3rd walk of the inning. There's runners on first and second. At the very least, the infield can tag any base. Pinch runner. Caleb Hoover is the designated hitter, so you don't have to worry about a defensive change. Joseph Sandusky comes off the bench to pinch run.
Your attention, please. Pinch runner on first base for the Foresters. Running it, first base for number 14, Caleb Hoover. Number 6, Joseph Sandusky.
Sandusky at first, Newstrom at second. Nobody out still in the top of the 9th inning. Foresters are the #1 team in the California Collegiate League. Cornelison squares around a bunt and quickly pulls it back as the pitch was inside. Cornelison hit a triple in the first, a single in the third, struck out looking in the 5th, and again in the 8th. 2 for 4 tonight. Bunt down the first base line. Del Villar puts the tag. 1 out in the inning. Both runners advance 90 feet. 2 runners in scoring position for the Foresters. The 7th batter of the inning, Cole Chamberlain, makes his way to the plate. He was the runner at first when Krause threw an error that got past Del Villar. And he came around to score all the way from first. 1 out of the inning. Infield comes in for the Barons. First pitch fouled straight back. Wellen is a tall right-hander, stands at 6'4", will be a senior this upcoming season. Only made 9 appearances for the Dons this past spring. Pitched in 9 1/3. Batters hit .308 against him. 11 strikeouts to 11 walks. Down and in. Chamberlain lays off. Count even at 1-1. Both runners stay put. Newstrom at third, Sandusky at second. Pitch skied into the air, shallow left field, foul territory. Lujan gives a look, and this ball sails into the Barons bullpen. Two-strike count to the left fielder. Wellen from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball out of play to the left side. Chamberlain's had a productive day at the plate, 3 for 4 this evening for the Foresters. An RBI triple in the first, 2-run home run in the third. And that single in the eighth came around to score 2 different times this evening. Did strike out in the fifth. Next pitch from Wellen. Another foul ball, straight to the backstop. A lot of tough batters in the lineup for the Foresters. The only pitcher that had strong success against them was Frankie Lopez. Caden Chavez picked up 4 strikeouts in 2 2/3. Lopez picked up 8 and 4 1/3. Krause picked up 1 in his lone inning. Ball pulled towards the Foresters bullpen. Count remains 1-2. It's the first of 4 games this week. Tomorrow the Barons will host the San Luis Obispo Blues. First pitch scheduled at 6:05, and then the next 2 games will be on the road. Saturday in Orange County, Sunday in San Luis Obispo. This pitch sails above everything. Ocampo plays it off the backstop. Close play. Wellen's tag. Not in time. Newstrom comes in to score. It's a 12-10 ball game. And what could have been the 13th win of the season for the Academy Barons. They now trail by 2 in the top of the 9th. Only 1 out in the inning. It's a 2-2 count to Cole Chamberlain. 4th meeting between these 2 teams as the Barons hope to even the series at 2-2. Another foul ball. 4th of the at-bat between Chamberlain and Wellen. It's frustrating as a pitcher. They're trying to make all these great pitches, and the batter responds with more and more foul balls. This is the highest scoring affair between these 2 programs. The previous 3 meetings were all low scoring affairs. 6-5 and 2-1. Last Thursday was 3-2. Another 2-2 pitch outside, full count. Infield remains in for the Barons defense. At the very least, too, if you're a Barons fan, you send up the 4, 5, 6 hitters, players with lots of power, capable of getting on base and changing things quickly. Ball lifted into right field. Forget about it. A 2-run blast for Cole Chamberlain makes it a 14-10 ball game. Just a pitch that caught too much of the plate from Wellen. He tried so many different pitches with 2 strikes to set down the batter. Chamberlain has a big smile on his face. The Foresters making a lot of noise in the first base dugout. What a turn of events here in the top of the 9th. 5 runs thus far have turned things on its head here in the city of Compton. Easton Mumah is the 8th batter of the inning, and the first pitch is foul. Right-hander begins to throw in the bullpen for the Academy Barons. Earlier in the broadcast, we mentioned that the Barons are going to be shorthanded the rest of the way. It's going to be a dogfight. They're going to be without Nathaniel Williams, Chip Mertz, David Aguirre, Jack Fischel, and many other players that contributed early this summer season to their strong start. An 0-2 count to the third baseman. Some players have just shut it down for different reasons. But the Barons are down in numbers. Still find themselves in this ball game with the Foresters. That one hits Mumah. There's a runner aboard. Some might call it the inning from hell. A.J. Manadas makes his way to the mound for a mound visit. Zane Becker is the 9th batter of the inning. Macaroni Navarro started the inning off with a walk. He's not on deck because he was pinch ran for by Brady Janusic. So Janusic is the number on deck. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Barons are 12-9. Foresters are 19-4. The Foresters don't play in the postseason here in the California Collegiate League. They go off to Wichita, Kansas to take on the other summer ball teams that compete in the NBC World Series. That'll be at the end of July. But they're one of the best programs in the California Collegiate League for a reason. They came in today with a league best ERA, batting average, and most runs scored, among many other categories. After the mound visit, Wellen misses to Becker. Becker also hit a home run in the 6th inning. It's his only hit of the ball game, 1 for 4 at the plate. That drops below the zone. Good movement, but it crosses through the zone, not into the zone. Amariolas and Braden Wellen have combined for just 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. First strike of the at-bat. The inning started off with a walk, an RBI single, another walk, RBI double. The Barons made a pitching change. Wellen walked his first batter. Foresters put down a sacrifice bunt. That's the only out of the inning. 3 balls and 1 strike to Becker. After the sacrifice bunt, there was a 2-run shot by Chamberlain. Mumah was hit on an 0-2 count. That's ball 4. Foresters have batted around. Runners on first and second here in the top of the 9th inning, and only 1 out. James Bishop, we're going to call time. New pitcher set to come in for the Academy Barons. Rough day at the ballpark. Barons were so close to a 10-8 victory. They bring out Amariolas for a save situation. He has 3 on the summer. He's one of your better arms on the roster. But he can't come through. 5 runs later, Foresters lead 14-10. Gabriel Cancino is the new pitcher. We'll tell you a little bit more about him after this. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons is Gabriel Cancino, one of the newer right-handers for the Academy Barons. He's the 6th pitcher used by the Academy Barons this evening. He's made 3 appearances. He's pitched 2 2/3 of an inning, given up 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Batters are hitting .273 against him. His ERA sits at .338. This is a right-hander who played this past spring at Compton College, native to Norwalk. Just finished his freshman season. There's a pinch runner. Nick Salmon came into the ballgame to pinch run for Easton Mumaw. Becker's the runner at first. Only 1 out in the inning. One of the longest innings we've had here at the Compton Youth Academy this summer. Cancino faces Brady Yanusik. On the first pitch, he swings and comes up empty. Janusik did start in Thursday's contest 5 nights ago. Started in center field. Pulls the next pitch foul. Quick 0-2 count for the right-hander. In the ball game 5 nights ago, Janusik went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He's a native to Denton, Texas. He's playing at Baylor University. The 0-2. Cancino well upstairs. Ocampo barely snags it. 5 runs in the inning. Only 2 hits for the Foresters offense in this inning. Downstairs, Cancino misses and evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check that. 6 runs in the inning. Foresters have batted around. It's the first at-bat for Brady Janusik, who pinch ran for Makani Nabarro. 3 straight misses. Runs the count full. Nabarro led the inning off with the walk. Was pinch ran for by Janusik. He stole second. Eventually came around to score on the RBI single by Kurt Ippolito. Both runners take off. Ocampo throws down to second. Espinoza hangs on. That could have been ugly had the ball got into center field. Cancino had the batter in an 0-2 count, but lost him on 4 straight misses. Back to the top of the order. Second at-bat of the inning for Kurt Ippolito. Double play ball could put the Barons out of their misery. Ippolito swings and was well out in front. He hit the RBI single to begin the 9th inning. Drove in Janusik. Check swing, ball hit into the air. Jason Del Villar hauls it in. Infield fly, called by the first base umpire, Matt Perez. It's 2 outs in the inning. Another at-bat for Carter Rutenbar.
The Foresters number 8, Carter Rutenbar.
First pitch, up and in. Ball 1 to Rutenbar. He drew a walk in his first at-bat of the inning. The Foresters will have tomorrow off, and then on July 9th, they'll take on the Orange County Riptide in Irvine. 2 balls and no strikes to the first baseman. They're on the road this week to begin. 2 games on the road, and then Saturday at home. They'll finish off the week hosting the San Luis Obispo Blues. Rutenbar fouls off the next pitch. Nick Salmon at third, Zane Becker at second, Brady Janusik at first. Cancino's 2-1. Shot just past the third base dugout into the bleachers here at the Compton Youth Academy. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cancino is a native to Norwalk and went to Norwalk High School. Made 16 appearances for Compton College this spring. 10 of those were starts. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Rutenbar set down on the curveball. And finally, the inning comes to an end. It was once a 10-8 ball game. The Barons now trail 14-10 after 4 runs off 6 runs off 3 hits by the Santa Barbara Foresters offense. When we come back, the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Academy Barons and their final 3 outs. Lots of changes to let you know of in the defense for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Taking over at third is Joseph Sandusky. He pinch ran for the DH, so the Foresters elect to burn the DH. In center fielder, it's Noah Janusik. And in left field, it's Addison Klepsch. Those are the 3 new defenders for the Foresters. Tanner Grove stays on the mound for the Foresters defense. First pitch misses outside. Threw 14 pitches in the 8th inning. But that was almost an hour ago. 2 balls and no strikes. The Barons. Home plate umpire Joe Brady. Sorry, Joe Shields. Points to Bill Pintard, and someone has to go. Shields has heard enough from the dugout. So Shields wanted to kick somebody out of the first base dugout. Pintard elects to kick out one of the interns. And Shields not too happy because he wanted a male voice gone. There was a lot of male voices chirping from the dugout. Instead, it's a female intern that takes the walk. Del VR behind on the next pitch. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just an ugly day, an ugly showing by the Foresters program. Not so much on the field, but some of the stuff that has taken place from their dugout. That's ball 3, full count. Don't expect them to get any of those 50-50 calls after the day they've had and the words that they have said to home plate umpire Joe Shields. Tanner Grove from the windup. Del Villar skies it into center. Janusic over to his right. First out of the inning. For the Barons, you got to find a way
Attention, please. These changes for the Santa
to
Barbara
quickly
Foresters
regroup
delay in the
and get ready for
first inning.
tomorrow's game.
Remaining in the game are playing
First
at
pitch
3
scheduled tomorrow at 6:05 against the San Luis
Remaining in the
Obispo
game are
Blues.
playing in left field number 4,
First place team in the CCL North.
And remaining in the game are playing in center field
It's
number
Brady
36.
Janusic who's in center, not Noah Janusic. I said Noah Janusic, but to correct myself from earlier. Brady Janusic is in center, Addison Klepsch in left, and Joseph Sandusky at third. Lujan comes up empty, first pitch swinging. Grove works quickly. Check swing, peeled down to first. No, he did not. Nigel Buckley's the batter on deck. Barons trail by 4. Lujan smacks one towards the academy offices. One out, nobody on base. The 1-2. Downstairs, Lujan stares it all the way. Skips off the catcher Becker towards the third base dugout. It's the largest lead of the evening, believe it or not. 4 lead changes, 3 ties, but 6 runs in the top of the 9th has been the difference maker. Check swing, and Lujan just taps it to stay alive. The 2-2. Lujan fouls off another pitch. He's a battler at the plate. On the evening, Lujan's 2 for 4. A single in the 7th, double in the 5th. Did come around to score in the 7th inning. Picked up a steal, too. Savvy base running. Outside, and he runs the count full. Great at-bat from Lujan. Lujan drives one into center field. Brady Janusic there, only a couple steps over to his left. And there's 2 outs in the inning. A well-hit ball, but unfortunately for Lujan, right to somebody.
16, Nigel Buckley.
It's the nature of baseball. At the very least, if you're the Barons, you have 2 days off after tomorrow's game, both Thursday and Friday, before you take on the Riptide in Irvine on Saturday. Tough road slate for the Barons. Saturday in Irvine, Sunday in San Luis Obispo. Count even at 1-1 to Buckley. He's 1 for 2. 2 walks on the evening. He scored 3 times tonight. Off the plate for ball 2. Swing and a miss. Buckley in a 2-strike count, and the Barons are down to their final strike. Barons are projected to start Jared Galang in tomorrow's affair against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Count is full. Grove over 30 pitches in his outing. During that long top of the 9th, Foresters didn't warm up anybody. There's no one in the bullpen. So it's Tanner Grove's game. Payoff pitch to Buckley. Misses everything, straight to the backstop. A walk keeps the ball game alive for the Barons. We'll see if they elect to use a pinch runner. It's a 4-run deficit. Buckley doesn't run well, but he's a designated hitter. So it might be a good time to get another player in off the bench. Get some faster legs out there. Jackson Tyler makes his way to the plate. Had a hard hit ball to the right side for a single in the 6th inning. 100 miles per hour off the bat. First pitch downstairs. Isaac Ocampo on deck. Tyler behind on the fastball. Count even at 1-1. Tyler was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, put down a sacrifice bunt in the 4th. That's ball 2. And Grove is certainly feeling the squeeze. Home plate umpire Joe Shields has had enough of the Foresters and their chirps from the dugout. Tyler fouls it straight back off the catcher. Barons down to their final strike one more time. No one holds the runner at first. 2-2, and Tyler goes down looking for the final out of the ball game. The Barons blew a 10-8 lead heading into the top of the 9th inning. Foresters advance to 20-4 on the season, but more importantly, they win the season series 3-1. We'll stay on just to kind of keep tabs. Conversation between the coaches, Bill Pintard and manager James Bishop at home plate. Usually the Foresters are a very classy organization, but today they didn't show the class that we're used to seeing. Nonetheless, they come away with the victory, 14-10. Amari Olas gets the blown save and the loss, while Tanner Grove is the winning pitcher. Again, the Foresters advance to 20-4 on the season, while the Barons fall to 12-10. There's only 12 ball games left, a 34-game season. They're still in 3rd place. They're a full game back of 2nd in the CCL South standings. The Barons will take on the San Luis Obispo Blues tomorrow evening. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. The Foresters have tomorrow night off before they take on the Orange County Riptide on the road. For Daphne Bravo and Daniel Tom, my name is Noah Alvarez saying thanks for tuning in to another edition of Academy Barons Baseball. Hope to catch you next time. We wish you all a good night. Say thanks for tuning in.